Hey.
Welcome back to
Hello.
Aldrithe! Woohoo! New place again, all moved in another location, and hopefully we'll be stable there for a bit. Hi, my name is Mhairi. I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. And it is so great to see y'all this week. Welcome back to Aldrithe. We don't have too much to go over before we get started tonight, but we have a couple things that we want to talk about. First, I'm going to shoot it to Vinny for a little bit of an update on the video's YouTube front.
We are making good progress. There have been new VODs since we've last seen you, so if you have been wanting to catch up and have been between the ones on YouTube and the ones on Twitch, all the rest are on Twitch, they're getting there. I'm very close. Soon.
Yeah.
For you.
So we'll be able to get those all up and up to date soon, so we can, for our friends that are watching through, you guys can keep making your way through. Sorry for the pause on that. Also, Ewan, do you have something to share with the class?
Well, I do have some things. Hello, friends. I will say that, I got a haircut, and the day that I got a haircut, I decided to take it as a bit of a self-care day. You shave, you moisturize, you use a lip scrub that you got as a free sample that your partner gave to you because they don't like the taste of coffee. Sometimes you just need to do things for you, and sometimes you need to do things for others, and doing things for you and for others can be sharing our Dungeons and Dragons little corner of the internet. So yeah, if you know anyone who you think deserves a bit of a self-care day, you can be like, hey, if you got like a day that you can just sit back and relax, why don't you sit back, relax, and enjoy some queer Dungeons and Dragons content. Thank you.
We good? We're
I
done?
keep
We're done
saying
with the
that I'm
bit?
going to pre-write these bits. I keep saying I'm going to pre-write them, and then I always forget because I'm like doing homework or like committing the cardinal sin of playing League of Legends.
No, definitely.
It's okay, you're not alone.
Yes, everyone in here except for Floyd. Floyd is the only one safe.
Well,
what am I safe when I zoned out?
Only for now.
League of Legends. Either way.
Oh, yeah, I'll always be safe from League of Legends, believe me.
That's what Mhairi thought.
We are not getting into League of Legends discussions on
I had such
God-given stream. I know. Also, totally realized, just as a heads up, for those of you that may have joined us by notification, the number was wrong on the notification. That's my bad. We're on session 56. So that's your heads up. I think that's all that we need to go over before we get started for the day, unless there's anything that I've missed. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I think we're good.
Okay. Then are we ready to, after a surprisingly small amount of digressions, like, way less digressions than usual.
I gotta crank up my haha Ewan funny derailing-ometer.
I don't know. I think we put all of the energy into last week. Because there was just something in the air last week.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm also, my like weirdness level is dialed way down because I'm thinking really hard about a book I'm reading.
That's fair. Well, I'm gonna try and get you to think really hard about some Dungeons and Dragons. So are we ready?
I'm also thinking so hard about Dungeons and Dragons.
So are we ready to start getting past the digressions and distractions and move into some Dungeons and Dragons?
I believe so.
Zooey mama. Can I say that?
Yes, you can, but should you?
I just wonder if that phrase is like copyrighted in any way, shape, or form. Sorry,
I don't think so.
I just saw everyone's head go into their hands.
Last we left off, we were in the city of Diara, a port city on the southern coast of Terios, as the group made plans to head towards the Tantalian Islands, and specifically Port Eau Claire. I'm closing chat. And specifically towards Port Eau Claire. The group, originally planned to only spend a couple, maybe a day, a night really, in town, until they got in town and realized that the boat that they were going to take to the Tantalian Islands was actually going to arrive in 3 days. So they had some time to kill, and, well, they definitely found some pieces, they definitely found some people and places around the city to go and I was gonna use the phrase hook up with, but not in that sense. That feels like a bad choice.
I mean,
Get together doesn't work either. A couple individuals to network with, to meet and make friends with, as well as discover new places in this port city so unlike some of the other cities you've been to. However, the new city of new faces is not without the unfamiliar, and the group has discovered through some hints of maybe some things going on under the surface that they may run into some old friends and less than friends. That
perhaps more.
You can say enemies.
I don't know if they're enemies per se.
I would.
If
I
classify-
saw Kyron.
Kyron is an enemy.
If I saw Kyron again, I would lay them out like a fucking folding table.
Yeah.
Spoiler, this is the episode where we find out that the word frenemy was originated in Aldrithe.
Oh, we're pointing words today. All right, good to know. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, you're
But
welcome. Yeah, I just thought I'd give you the DM the heads up.
You've
so I
got some
knew-
friends,
I know.
some enemies, some frenemies.
Floyd saw this episode already.
Yeah. We've got some friends, some enemies, some frenemies, and you have 3 days of vague downtime in order to get to know them, figure out what's going on in the city, and figure out some of the things going on with your new friends as well. Though you can decide to actually follow as much of that as you'd like, or you can just charge your way to the ship. 3 days are yours for the taking. Like I said, it's technically downtime, so we can kind of view the 3 days as a monolith, or whatever y'all would like. It's up to you. The 3 days are yours. You will be waking up at the beginning of day 1 of 3 after a long night's sleep. More restful for some than others, at least with the worries hidden in the back of your mind of some of those old faces around town. What we'd like to do? Do we have any plans that we would like to pursue over the next 3 days? I know a couple people have some items getting cooked across town, but
You do?
I'd just like to say that I go get them when they're done.
Okay.
Just
What's
I don't think I need to do anything specific. We just go get them when they're done.
Lockbox.
Yes, the lockbox.
And weapons.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Weapons of pure iron. Right. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
So
I
you
will
said
just go
cook,
ahead.
I thought it meant literally like we ordered like something like a cake or some shit.
No. I will say you, just since this is technically downtime, I will say you just go ahead, pick up those weapons and the box when they are ready early on day 3. It is the third day that, the way it works is the third day is the day that the boat leaves. Not like the day after, so just keep
Gotcha.
that.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I don't think you've bought your tickets yet, so
I was
that's an
about to say,
important thing
we need to go back and say that we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
I don't know. Did he say that we buy the tickets there? I was sorry. I was caught so off guard by like the totally tubular accent.
I believe we said that we would come back.
Okay.
So I think we should.
Yeah, we can do that. Ivory, you have most of the money. You can just go and do it because I think you have all the money that we need to pay for it.
Yep, I do.
So nice. When were folks meeting with Zopu and Chant
Set a time.
and Alden? Y'all didn't set a time for that? Okay. We'll see him around the bar probably.
Yeah, I believe that was a situation
At least one of them.
They're tracking down everybody, and then once you've got a time, you can call Alden.
Gotcha.
Cool. At some
Right,
point,
because we have Alden's stone.
At some point, I want to go back to the temple, both for prayer reasons and also for gay reasons, because I
business
want
and
Jenna
for
to tell me
pleasure.
her backstory real bad.
Yeah.
And
I'd go
also,
back to... Sorry.
what? No, keep going. What?
I was gonna say I would also like to go back to my temple for for getting punched by the punch priest.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you going there for praying reasons, or are you going there for like getting
For
beat the
fighting-
shit out of by
for
a monk
fighting
again?
reasons, for
For
throwing
1v1 reasons.
Friend.
Also for
The
damage
friend
reasons.
temple, the more than friend temple, and the foe temple.
What's the friend temple?
Like any of the other temples, not Elmo's.
Arano?
Arano. Arano could be a friend
And Nomos
temple.
Nomos goes to the talking to yourself statue.
Well,
Nomos,
Armani
Nomos
thinks
goes
that
to the
Psyche
Yugos. Nomos is like
something-
Megamind in that he just sits in the corner and feels bad about it.
Nomos
Well,
goes to the temple of Passionite tells you to get therapy or talk to your friends.
Well, here's the thing. There's
Listen.
the Friends Temple, the More Than Friends Temple, the Foes Temple, and then the We Don't Even Know Each Other Temple, which is just Elnet.
That's
Yes,
the other
the
temple.
strangers temple.
The acquaintances temple.
Oh,
The
okay,
more
no.
I've
spoken to you
Friend-
84
it's-
times temple.
It's friends, more than friends, foes, and friendly acquaintances, so you can keep the alliteration going.
Okay.
There we go.
Fantastic. Alright. So, Psyche's going to spend some time at the More Than Friends temple over these couple days. Yeah. Armani's gonna go to the Foes temple. Do we have any other specific plans that we would like to bring up during this time?
I do go buy the tickets, unless you need me to.
Yeah, no.
Unless anything goes wrong, can I just buy them?
No, you can just buy them. Good for you. It's $450 a head, so that'll be 1,800 gold in total.
I can't understand how someone's entire just speaking mannerisms can sound like that. It doesn't sound organic in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I am just going
What
to
word
give you
is tubular?
all of my gold because I have 19 gold
Who are you
Okay.
giving
You
all of
want
your
your
gold?
to Ivory.
I'm
Ivory
good.
has
I
our
have
group's gold.
Oh, you
9
have-
platinum left.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then I won't.
Okay, I did want to verify the gold situation. Ivory, do you literally have everyone's gold?
I
Well,
took
not
a little
anymore.
bit of it. But
Everyone is keeping track of the remaining amounts. I had 189 platinum in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have 9 platinum. I got rid of all the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Everyone else still has
um,
an amount of money. We all have pocket change.
Okay, cool.
I
That was what
remember
wanted to
what
verify.
happened was like when we got paid by the curators, Nomos took a little for himself, and Ivory kept the rest of it in one bag just because I wanted spending money.
Mhm.
And I think that's where we are.
What was I gonna do? Buy a house?
We were gonna buy boat tickets.
Put in a mortgage. Start a new business.
Also, remember, Nomos already purchased a house. Essentially, he gave money to Lazary and Ziamba to buy a house.
That is fair.
You had all that money and you didn't invest it in cryptocurrency? How fucking dare you?
Get the fuck
I
out!
need to invest.
Floyd, I'm gonna kill you.
Why would you need a home when you can
Slash
invest
for the
in
viewers at
election
home.
pieces?
/J. That is a joke. We don't like cryptocurrency here.
No, we fucking hate it, which is why
Yeah.
I was making that joke. It's
Investing
bullying.
in Electrum coins.
Hey,
a
hey.
non-fundable familiar.
Hey, no, hold on. I have a genuine, fully honest question that I do want the answer to. Which of the gods would invest into cryptocurrency? Just give me one.
Oh god, the one who gets passed out on your
Keymore.
on your couch.
It's Keymore. Keymore
Keymore.
doesn't have the brain
Keymore,
cells to
yeah.
not get
I wanted to
stuck
smoke
in
with him.
cryptocurrency.
How
No,
can you
it's
do
not
this?
that he wants to. It's just that he's really stupid and is tricked into thinking that it is a genuinely good idea.
Hear me out. Elnet wasn't blinded in divine combat and then disappeared because of a fight with her ex-wife. Elnet created a cryptocurrency and then went under so hard that she had to erase her own existence. from
No.
history.
It's Kasana and the Carrion have
She
their own
got bit
cryptocurrency
connected.
that they created
I would
together.
argue that the conduits are the cryptocurrency in this
Oh,
situation.
that's a hot take that I don't like.
Are the conduits NFTs? A non-fundable conduit?
They're all part of the
NFCs?
fucking monkey club thing.
Hey guys, how much do you
Oh.
need for party members?
I think that is code for Psyche is leaving the campaign.
How bad do you
Um,
need 4 party members?
Pretty
Nomos
bad.
would not invest in crypto.
I would be sad if you left.
I would be very
Mani
sad
would
if you left.
invest. Mani would absolutely
absolutely
invest.
Mani
in
and
it.
Keymore would be
wait, you know
idiots.
that little meme that's like the four square that's like knows what crypto is, doesn't know what crypto is, invests in crypto, doesn't invest in crypto.
Yeah.
I made that a while
Yeah,
ago.
Yes,
that's
you
what
did.
they
Doesn't
made.
know what it
Catered
is,
for. We
but
should
he-
put that on
and he
Twitter.
also
Anyway,
doesn't invest.
Anyway,
This is where the
There's a
digression.
digression.
Electrum aside, we saved the digressions. It's great. Electrum aside, so we have on my to-do list, Psyche's gonna go to their temple, Armani's gonna go to the temple. We've bought our tickets, you will pick up your stuff. Other things we want to bring up?
Is there like fantasy Dramamine?
What's
like a
Dramamine?
potion. Yeah, that's a
No,
Dramamine is an
No.
anti-seasickness medication.
yeah, you can go to like an apothecary and try and buy like an anti-seasickness like potion. They're pretty common around here.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nomos is not afraid of heights. He hates the water. Nomos is.
oh, you were the
as we
dog boy
said-
of the brothers.
No, this is true, but as we said, Nomos loves rivers. Lakes are on thin fucking ice. Oceans, fuck that. But yes, can I go to an apothecary? What's the name of the local apothecary, Vari? And is there a person running it? And if so, what is their name?
Well, here's the thing. An apothecary is a really important thing to name because
Have I mentioned that I'm madly in love with you?
it's really important because you know these things never they have to be named perfectly just so they really
You could
fit
name
the
it
person.
Greenwall. You could name it Greenwalls.
I know I've gone through this much effort already. It's called the Prudent Pestle. And
No, but it could be
Okay.
called Greenwalls because it's like the name of a common pharmacy in the real world, but backwards.
oh yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Well, for now, it's going to be the Prudent Pestle, run by a buff, half-orc named Boiler.
Sexy.
you told me that there were Dilfs in this town.
No, there's
We
two more
met
now.
Nigh upon
There's two
Oh,
other
thank
than
you.
Boiler.
two more.
Yeah, no, there's two that I made specifically for you. Not specifically for you, specifically for the group. That Boiler just was born just now.
I will say, consider an apothecary called Vitamin Shop, but spelled normally, with a single P and no E at the end of it.
There's a place called Vitamin Shop
Oh,
with two
right.
P's and an E in the real world.
And it feeds a fantasy store. I want
Yes.
a Vitamin Shop spelled normally. In
God.
Aldrithe.
Either way, I got you your names.
Great, thank you. Boiler. Boiler of the Prudent Pestle. I'm writing this down in my notes. Boiler of the Prudent Pestle in thy aura. Thank you so much. Hi, do you have anything that would be, help me with queasiness on board large seafaring vessels?
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of those. People come through looking for that all the time. How much of it do you need?
How expensive is it per amount that I put in my mouth?
That was an odd way of framing that, young man. But regardless of your wording,
Do you have any topical anti-seasickness?
no, it's just gonna be potions. But regardless of your wording, I think you can get each one of these, and he pulls out these little tiny little flask things, and they kind of look test tube-ish, you know, it's that size. And it's like each of these is gonna run you about 5 gold.
Oh,
Is the word
sure.
you're looking for a vial?
That's the word
Fire.
I'm looking for. Thank you.
Test tube-ish. I mean, I could picture it. Sure, I'll take 4 of them.
All right, then that will be
How long do they last?
20 gold pieces.
Yeah, is this like a 24 hours?
What do you mean, like the effects or the actual like expiry date?
Effect.
Effect is an as-needed thing, so if you're dealing with like motion sickness, just take it while you're feeling it. It'll go away within a couple hours.
Does it expire? Since a little voice in my head just put that thought in there.
I'm gonna be real. Most people drink it pretty quick, so I wouldn't know.
Great. Shouldn't be an issue then. Yes, I'll take 4.
Cool. That'll be 20 gold pieces.
I pay
All
with
right.
my blood.
What?
Well, while you're there, do you want to check for some potion of ibuprofen?
What would that be for?
Just to see if they have it.
Slash Jen, I've never taken ibuprofen.
It's for like headache.
Oh, okay. I mean, I got spells for that. Fuck, I probably have spells for Oh well, we're here now.
You're here now. You have already handed your money over.
That's okay. You know what? Helping local businesses is a great way.
There's
to
a
give
big
back to
sign
the
at the front that
community.
says no refunds.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, paying back giving to local businesses is a great way to support a community. So I will be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be all I'm purchasing. Actually, wait. Do we all have healing potions? I have one. I know we.
I believe
some.
I'm
Used
out.
a couple recently. At least 2 of you
You
are
are-
out.
Out. I can buy 2.
Yeah, I'm
Monty, do
checking.
you
I
have
don't
one?
have one.
I think
Floyd.
Mani just gave theirs to.
I know for a fact Floyd does not have one.
In the last.
Yeah,
fight.
I think I used the health potion. I think I used 2 health potions, and one was Ivory's, and one was my
Yeah.
own. in the
Yes,
fight.
that
Yeah, I don't
tracks.
have
Yep. So you guys
Okay.
are 3
Then-
potions down.
Can I also purchase 2 just regular minor healing potions, please?
Normal potions to healing, that'll be 150 gold pieces.
A piece?
No, for 3 of them.
I want 2.
Oh, you want 2 of them? That'll be 100 gold pieces.
Can I haggle?
Go, haggle.
No, fuck me. That would give me a discount. But no.
Last town I was in, they put them at this price.
And I have a friend who makes potions, and like the cost of production isn't that high unless you have immense overheads. Would I be able to negotiate lower? Or
I mean,
I may not know much about ordering food at restaurants, but I do understand company management.
if you have a friend that can make you this kind of thing, you can just get it from your friend.
Oh, they're in another town. You don't know them.
It's 100 gold pieces.
Sorry, they go to another temple. You wouldn't know them.
Then it's 100 gold pieces.
I can't make a charisma check?
No, I'm gonna let you do it after one reply. After one more reply, I'm gonna let you make a charisma check.
Oh, okay. I think you said no.
No, fuck you.
I mean, I will gladly take my business elsewhere in town. I'm sure I could find some kind of herbalist who's willing to pay for it, or hell, I can probably just buy some raw materials and take them to a temple.
Now you can make your persuasion check.
Okay. I thought you were just like,
No,
I
fuck
said you
you.
could make a haggle check. I take it back. You don't know my friend. They go to another town. That's cocked. Thank God, it was between a 7 and a 1.
Oh,
Okay, that is a 15 plus persuasion.
yes.
Okay, 15 plus 3, 18.
So you got 5
Sure,
gold
is that
pieces.
answered? You have a deal, my friend. And I will pay for that.
Alright.
For the sake of brevity, I get those to Mani and... Actually, Mani, you don't need it. Actually, you need it more than Psyche does, because Psyche can self-heal. So you get it, and then Ivory gets it.
Okay, thank you.
Psyche, I know that you are a glass cannon, but you can also heal yourself if you choose to. I don't think you ever have.
They
but you
won't
can.
choose to,
But-
I won't, but I appreciate. Yes.
I'm your potion of
I
healing.
will forcibly
I'm
heal
also my own
Ivory.
potion of healing, but
Okay. So,
you know what else is a potion of healing? Go the fuck to bed.
True. You have to survive to make it to bed, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can die before you go to bed. Hey, what happens if you're in the middle of a long? Actually, well, I know exactly what happens. Never mind.
Alright, so couple things purchased. Other shopping. Okay. Then...
In my
Oh,
inventory
actually,
is
wait.
4 bottles
What's
of
up?
fantasy Dramamine.
This is more a question for Floyd. Do you tell anyone that you're going to the to the Temple of Foe.
I like to think, I like to believe in Armani and in their capability to do good, but I don't think they would.
Okay, that's fine.
I think they kind of just go, I'm gonna go for a walk. Yeah. And then they just like leave.
I forget how fucking awful of a liar Armani is.
Oh, completely horrible.
Dude, I have like a fucking negative charisma. I'm a terrible liar. I cannot lie to save my life.
See, Nomos isn't
Can
good
I-
at
can I
lying, but
roll
he's pretty
insight?
enough so that you forget.
I'm not even gonna try to roll deception. You guys are like, yeah, that's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Ivory
Nomos'
goes-
charisma does not come from actual social awareness. It comes from the fact that he is a very pretty guy.
Yeah.
I used to have a warlock with just who just genuinely there was no reason for him to have a good charisma score, but he was a warlock, so he had to, right? And I just made it so that they were just so fucking pretty, and that where all of their charisma came from was just because they were really pretty and weird.
I had one who was not attractive and was not good at talking to people, but he was so pathetic that you would just feel so fucking bad for him all the time that
I
you would
love
believe
that.
anything he told you. He was like this retired librarian in like these tattered little clothes, and he was like, yes, he was a bugbear, but he weighed like 100 pounds soaking wet, and like, you know, this poor guy.
He was just so sad.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God.
he was just so sad to look at.
And that's the story of why your warlock doesn't have to be a smooth talker, and it's funnier if they're not.
As a note, thank you, insert_loud screaming for the really nice tip that you just sent. Remember
shit.
that we have things down in the description if you want to affect rolls and stuff. I'll just have that in the back of my mind because you have essentially bought several rolls that you can push either to a succeed or fail.
you've just thrown so much money into this little thing. Thank you.
So thank you again for your support because you do this so much and we really appreciate it. And also, yeah, remember that if you give us money, you can affect things in game. So just keep us updated in game in chat if you want to affect those things. Again, thank you so much. You were so generous. Alright, so slight distraction, but I needed to bring that up. Alright, so if we've done all of our shopping and stuff, then we'll move on to the things that we want to play out. Is everyone good if I hit? Oh, go for it.
I have one last question.
What's that?
Was it the persistent pestle or the petulant pestle?
It was wrong.
Neither.
It was the prudent pestle, I believe.
Yes.
Prudent pestle. Forgive me, I got my. Is that boiler spelled like the word boiler?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
people say I don't take good notes.
All right. Now we good? Okay, we're gonna wait a
Yes,
wave here.
sorry.
Last chance? Okay. Then, looking at those two things that we want to play out, is everyone good if I hit Psyche first, then Armani? Okay. So, Psyche, obviously you have 3 approximately days with day 3 being the day you leave on to go visit the temple and visit Gemma. What's the plan here? How often are you there? Like, what's the idea here?
Definitely I want to be there on day 1. Ideally, in my brain, earlier than Gemma would get there. So, like, sunrise time.
Okay.
Gemma sleeps there.
She might. You never know. Also, I was gonna make a joke and then decided not to.
Yeah.
But I want to be there early specifically so that I can pray without being watched. I don't think it'll work, but I think Psyche thinks it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Because boy, did I have a stressful yesterday.
Mm-hmm. You definitely did. Okay.
So I want to go there. There's a good chance I'll probably just go in the mornings, depending on how things play out.
Okay, what time would you be looking at for that early morning trying to dodge Gemma time?
For the early morning, intentionally trying to dodge Gemma time, like 7.
Okay.
But for the later times, probably like 10 or 11.
All right. For day 1, when you get there at 7, Gemma is not there. The streets are mostly empty. Of course, people are starting to. Well, I mean, by 7, the streets of the market specifically are busy, and the docks are busy. But the temple district is pretty quiet. And there aren't a lot of people milling around, and there certainly aren't a lot of people in the temples, especially not Passionai, which is a relatively big temple, but doesn't have a ton of people in it anyway. Of course, the times that you visited yesterday, it was Gemma, one other person, and then you and Armani, or just Gemma and you. It's not a lot of people coming in and out. But you can get there at 7 and nobody is there. You're not even sure if the person who runs it is there. Because most of these things are kind of 24-hour anyway.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you don't really have doors?
Yeah.
But yeah, in fact, because you've got all of these archways in the front, in order to show that it is open, one of the archways does not have the curtain pulled over it, but the other archways do still have the curtains pulled over the entrances. So you've
that
just
makes
got
sense.
one main thing. But yeah, you can get there early so you can pray. What's the plan?
I go in. Is there paint lying around? Or is there anything I could scavenge from walls?
It's been a couple hours, and all the stuff that's on the walls is dry by now. There's a couple, like, cups of paint and stuff scattered around that kind of have, like, a film over the top from where it started to kind of dry through, but you can kind of pull that off, make a mess, and get to some of the paint underneath it. You can also just try to look around for fresh paint. You don't know where people are getting their paints from. You just kept getting them from Gemma.
Yeah.
So you can keep poking around and see if you can find more, like, sealed paints, or you can just kind of try to scavenge from the half dry paint.
I think I'll probably just scavenge.
Okay.
And I sort of find as much of an unobtrusive corner as I possibly can. Like, I know that I have this whole big temple to myself, but I kind of want to keep to a little corner. And I just paint this sort of dark, roiling mass with a single slice through it in whatever brighter color I could find, if it's white or yellow or red. That's just sort of what I go for, and I assume it's muddy. But I sort of sit and paint for a while, and then pull out my journal, just sort of look at it, and start to draw, and then just sort of drop my pen and just talk. Should I be worried?
I'll keep you safe.
I thought it was gone. I put my hand on my thigh. Is it still under the bed where I left it, or did I, like, bring it with me somehow?
It's... Sorry, I left my thing on. It's still under the bed.
Cool. Sort of fidget with my skirt. Okay. I just sort of stay and paint for a while. I work on that for a bit, and then I just sort of paint figures with whatever I can find. Just a bunch of movement. And then once I see the first person come in, I will leave and go back to the inn.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You can stay there until, I mean, I think let me roll for something real quick. These people start. I just need to see if the first person that comes in is Gemma, because that kind of affects things. But
I thought you were roll to run into Kyron.
Oh God.
Okay.
On a natural one, you do.
Honestly, that's how I was running it. But It was not a natural one. So it is not Gemma, and nor is it, for whatever fucking reason, Kyron, as you all are scared
That would
of.
suck and
That
be
would
awful and
suck
shitty.
a lot. But it is not either of them that comes in for the first time, and you watch kind of a figure come in. It's the halfling that seems to spend a lot of time here,
Just
possibly
some
the one who
fucking
runs the
dude.
place. And just as they kind of turn to nod and acknowledge you, you get up and just kind of like bolt.
I go.
Okay. All right. When do you come back?
It seems like folks are kind of like out doing things to some extent, so I probably come back in like the mid-afternoon to see if they'll be there.
You come back in the mid-afternoon, just like they were yesterday. They are still there. And as you enter, I'm not gonna say that. As you enter, they kind of turn and look, and you see them smile, and they wave, and just kind of nod a little bit to the side, gesturing to some fresh paints that have been laid out in kind of an invitation.
I walk over. Is it the same painting from yesterday?
Yep, this giant-ass mural that they seem to be working on.
I just sort of take some paint and like scoot over to the side so that I can get out of their way. Hi.
Hi.
You just always here then?
Pretty much. I used to spend a lot more time on the docks, but I spend most of my time here nowadays.
What changed?
Got bored of dealing with. It's a bit of a Russian roulette when they don't. That's Russia's in a place.
It's a bit of an Eastern Teriasan roulette, because that is how I have written the food culture of Eastern Terias. This can be found in the Aldrithe cookbook that I'm writing.
Let me view my map real quick that I can adapt that to really quick. Just give me a second. We can't keep doing this.
Also, Teriasan roulette would also imply the
Guns.
implication. Yeah, the implication of not just guns, but rotary operated ones.
Sometimes I don't think before I speak.
You know, you could do five finger fillet. That works without a reference of location and also guns.
Sure.
And Russia.
And Russia.
Does roulette work on its own?
You could also say mixed bag.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Restarting that shit. We're restarting that shit. It's a bit of a mixed bag down there. You never really know what kinds of people you're going to come across, and some people are, well, the nicest people you'll meet, and sometimes you get to go on all sorts of little outings and adventures and things like that, and then some people are less nice. And, you know, this is mainly the one place I don't get bothered. So...
That's nice. It's just like universally welcoming, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the point.
Yeah, I guess I'm not used to temples like this at all.
What are you used to?
Something more solitary.
That's fair.
The last time I used to do any kind of prayer in concert was more of like a hushed library, dark room and candles vibe.
Don't tell me you used to worship Savage and then came to Passion Eye.
God, no.
That would be an interesting way to go.
No, it definitely would. Can I do the obligatory Psyche has a little bit of feelings for someone and then wants to see if they're gonna tell on them to the cops if they show.
Yeah,
a sign of
absolutely. You
trust.
can make an insight check to see if Gemma would report you to the cops.
I know what we have is great, but also guards.
Please don't report me to the cops.
You're cool, and it's been fun making out with you in the temple for a while. But,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you in now.
You
but-
know,
And I also know that your brother has legal authority in this country.
anyway, it's a 15. Not my
trying
best.
to convince Nomos to arrest them. Gemma is, I'd say Gemma's decent to read on this front. You don't get the vibe that they'll send you to the cops.
I think so. I think that they may have their own share of not particularly wanting to hang out with cops.
Yeah.
And I just sort of go, okay, do you want the truth?
Is it in high demand?
Eh.
Sure then. I'll take the truth.
And I just sort of roll my I pull like the figuring out what Psyche's wearing. I pull the neck of my shirt down.
It fully takes them a minute to realize that you're trying to show them something because they're
Mhm.
just so caught up in.
I don't bother them either. I just sort of sit there and watch.
And then they kind of go, "Oh, okay, that's why you stopped talking." Oh,
Put it back. We're not speaking terms anymore. So
no offense, but I would hope so.
I'm taken. So different.
Bit of a sharp turnaround.
Yeah. Weird situation. It's family history, I guess.
Tell me about it.
You too?
Yeah. I mean, not your kind of looks around. Not the lady, but you know. Sometimes there's a bit of a you get raised one way and that becomes a bit of an issue and it becomes more than an issue. Yeah.
So you a convert too then?
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, better off here then, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, nobody gives me trouble here. It's nice to find a place where I get to be at peace about everything.
Anyone be on my shit list or like
No, I mean, no. I appreciate the energy, but no.
Thank you. I have tried to fight gods before. So could have gone worse. Could have gone better.
You... Okay. You know, I'm just gonna accept it at face value. You've accepted a lot of things at face value about me, and you know what? I'm gonna do the same. I'm glad that you made it out of trying to fight gods.
Let's hope I don't have to do it again.
Yeah, I'll second you on that one. Here, come on. And Gemma kind of leans down and is like, "Are you gonna help paint or what?" And hands like 2 cups towards you, smears a little bit, just kind of brushes the back of her hand over your cheek in this, like smearing a little bit green over your face, and is like, "Come on, at least make yourself useful."
On yours.
I mean, you don't have to, but I'd be happy to have the outside opinion.
Sure, I guess. It's like he just sort of like looks a little bit like nervous and awkward for a second, and then takes like a slightly darker, more saturated color of whatever is in front of them and just sort of starts adding texture.
Nice. Yeah. Gemma kind of smiles and goes back to a different set of the section of the mural, which just kind of laying flats and stuff. and seems to have kind of moved on from the religion conversation a bit quickly.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What other things do you talk about? Just in general, little conversations scattered over the next few days.
Probably Targrave a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
having come from there. Not like originally, but you know, having just come from there.
Yeah. Do you talk about what happened in Targrave at all? Or in terms of
Like
like
the
adventure stuff, or in terms of
like the incredibly illegal shit.
some of it? I'm asking you.
I hint at the incredibly illegal shit. I
Mhm.
do not outright say any of it.
Fair enough.
I I think the closest I get to admitting anything is that I admit that I left for because the political situation was getting a little weird or something along those lines, or I was like,
Yeah.
it was like weird.
It was getting a little dicey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a little rough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else in particular?
I think I probably talk about the last time I was on a boat. Which was when I came to Targrave the first time.
Mm-hmm. How did that go?
Let's see. Fine. I pretty shit at the beginning. I like got super seasick for a while, but then I got used to it and discovered that I can't just hole up in my cabin the entire time, and if I don't see the sky, then I'm gonna feel like I'm in I want to say in a washing machine, but I don't think those exist.
No, they do not.
I think I do probably go on for a
yeah.
while. I go on for a while about the idea of like a machine that you put your clothes in and you turn it around and the water gets really hot. Like for far too long.
Okay, fair enough. Gemma's just working and listening.
Did Psyche get scurvy?
Roll for scurvy.
For scurvy. That's a 4 on scurvy?
Yes.
Nomos can't get scurvy.
But
Which is very
Psyche,
funny
on the
to
other
me.
hand.
But
Psyche, on the other hand, can indeed get scurvy. And
but you can.
I mean, Psyche has also gotten sepsis. I don't think scurvy is the worst thing that's happened
actually.
here.
But I think I probably talk about. I was like, yeah, man, no, there was that part where like my gums started bleeding and shit, and I talk about like scurvy symptoms, but I'm like, yeah, you know, like when you're on boats.
Gemma has been the person who said in chat Psyche is the podcast Gemma listens to while working is right on the fucking money. Gemma does not, you can tell that Gemma is genuinely listening, but they do not reply to most things that you say. They are very much in the listening phase. However, as you go, like, you know how when you're on a boat and like all of these things happen and Gemma just stops and is like, you mean scurvy?
What's scurvy?
Okay, so I would recommend, since you're going back on a boat soon, that you should bring, you know, like some fruits.
Why? I don't like fruit.
Well, here's
What?
the thing.
I'm gonna hide fruit in your fucking food.
Here's the
Also,
thing.
God, this tracks exactly like the time when Nomo said, "What's an allergy?"
Sometimes you have to eat fruit and stuff that's similar when you're on boats, or else you'll get sick. I've never understood it. It's not really something I've ever had to deal with, but a lot of people do.
I mean, maybe I'm the same as you and I don't have to eat fruit.
No, I know you do.
Well, then why don't you? That's not fair.
I'm very used to the water.
Insight.
Yeah. You can insight
Here's
that.
Maybe Nomos can get scurvy,
God,
but Nomos'
I'm
favorite
rolling
fucking food is
shit on my
pickled
insight check.
cabbage.
Yeah,
Gemma.
exactly. Nomos is fine.
Nomos just fucking loves sauerkraut.
What you Psyche?
It's a 13. I'm very
13?
disappointed in myself.
He eats kraut like it's
Gemma's-
ice cream.
Gemma hesitated too long, and you can tell that something is weird with that, but you can't put your finger on anything. You're not connecting any dots.
I'm too confused about the fact that apparently I have to eat fruit.
Yeah, I unfortunately guarantee you that that is something you have to do.
Can I, like, if I stay on the boat for long enough, do I, like, get used to it?
No. No.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I know it's not always the,
Jealous.
What?
Jealous of you not having to eat fruit on
Oh,
boats.
do not be jealous. You...
Why? I don't fucking like fruit.
Well, you'll have to learn to like it, or at least learn to cope with it. Put it in something. What, do you like to cook?
Fine. What?
Do you like to cook?
My friend? My friend likes cooking.
Well, then tell your friend to cook some fruit in the stuff that you eat.
Okay. Cool.
You can make it happen. You'd be surprised how much stuff you can hide if you just cook it long enough. It's not the best feeling texturally, but, like, it'll do.
Cool. That sounds like you're gonna poison me, and I kind of love it.
I'm not going... You say that, and you mean it as a joke, but there's genuinely a moment where she looks, like, scared, and then registers that it's a joke, and is like, yeah, no, of course not.
Oh, hey, whoa, no. That's... Sorry. You're good. I would let you feed me paint, probably. I don't give a shit.
I won't. I
know.
won't do that.
What?
That's not... You are aware paint is not edible, right? I'm just checking. Just making sure.
Hey, gang, how much of this paint is lead-based, are we now
That is
realizing?
Okay,
Good
that's
amount.
a 13 on knowing paint isn't edible. So
I'd
I think
say
roll
Psyche,
for lead poisoning.
Psyche
think
knows
some
that
of it
paint
is
isn't edible.
Yeah.
Maybe this
with
is from
all of
experience.
The painting on people that happens in this church, this is probably like a hot spot for lead poisoning in town.
The gods
Maybe that's
prevent it.
the
It's in
reason
the
that
god
Elmet
ground.
worshippers don't like Passion Eye. Whenever they go into the temple, they get lead poisoning.
Have we had this discussion that there's no lead paint in Aldrithe?
We haven't had this
I have no
this
memory
discussion.
of when.
No, we have discussed that there is no plumbing in Aldrithe usually. And if there is, it isn't lead based because that would have led to the fall of pretty much most empires. Like
So
Rome.
I'm gonna say no lead paint just to avoid getting into the specifics of lead politics.
Yeah.
But
See, wait, hold on. I would like to think that there is lead paint, but only in the churches because it's like a special paint and only they can afford it. But the gods prevent you from getting lead poisoning because it's their place. But if they don't like you, then they don't.
Maybe it's just that's again Elnet worshippers specifically don't get that protection because Elnet's off in like Margaritaville. Like usually you get protected, but since Elnet's been on an extended holiday, she just doesn't have the energy to
You're just
not
gonna
give you lead poisoning.
breeze past saying that
Elnet's wasted away.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
she's
why
wasting
looking
she's
for
wasted
a
away
latte
again in
with salt the whole
Margaritaville.
time.
You just have to give her an offering of salt and of a salt shaker.
Some
and it will
people
be fine.
claim that there's a woman to blame.
Oh god.
It's Kasana.
Yeah.
I think it's her own
add
damn
that to your
fault.
Elnet playlist, Vari. Add Margaritaville to the Elnet playlist.
I think every time that there is paint in Aldrith, you have to flip a coin to see if there's lead in it because there's an equal amount of lead and
For
non-lead
the
paint.
sake
and
of
you have to
me
see if the
not
gods
giving
protect you.
Psyche lead poisoning, I'm gonna say this one's good.
Yeah, this one's fine.
Yeah.
But effectively, I was like, moral of the story, I trust you.
I appreciate that. You've known me for a day.
Oh yeah, I'm not necessarily the smartest, but you, I mean, I don't trust anyone.
Except for the person that you met a day ago? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Hey, good to, like... Something sort of, like, sparks behind Psyche's eyes, and I'm like, well, I mean, I guess we've, like, met officially. And I just hold out my hand for a handshake.
What?
Just... Do you trust me?
The fact that you have to ask before shaking my hand makes me think that I shouldn't. But sure, whatever. I was right. It's my mother's intuition. Okay, I'm gonna get back to painting. And Gemma just picks up her paintbrush again and goes back.
I watch, I keep talking for a while, and then I wait until they seem really, really, really focused on their work.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they're not going to pay attention to me at all. And then I go up with my thumb and I smear paint across their cheek, too, just to get them back. Gently.
I don't think you want to get in this way.
Yeah?
I think your friends would have questions if you came home covered in paint handprints. And I will say, I don't mind, but you seemed a little bit freaked out when your friend walked in on us earlier.
Oh. I fully just dropped my D20 under the table.
I like to think Psyche just collapsed.
Psyche just, like, dropped a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Fishes it up.
Okay?
Oh! Yeah! Worth it?
Okay.
I'll help for now, but, you know.
You alright?
Yeah! I'm rolling for how much I'm blushing right now, because I know it's not, it is a non-zero number.
It is one of my favorite things about the Uppsala siblings that when they blush, they turn bright pink because they're so pale.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, Ewan does not eat paint. I'm living
I don't
for
eat
the
paint, gang!
chat right now.
Like, I love
while Asa rolls for Psyche, I'm going to clarify that Ewan does not eat paint.
I don't eat paint. That's not what scrummy means.
Specifically, you don't eat lead paint? I
don't eat paint or lead. I have never tasted paint or lead. I just know.
Don't do it. I know.
Like it's like how I know that people used to think tomatoes were poisonous because a lot of cutlery and plates were made of lead, and acidic foods, when on things like lead, react with it and absorb lead into it, so people who would eat tomatoes would die because they got lead poisoning. Tomatoes weren't poisonous, we just, thought they were. People tried to assassinate people by feeding them tomatoes, and it didn't work because they were eating it out of wood bowls, so they just ate tomatoes.
Fun fact though, you know what does have a lot of not good content? I think tuna.
Tuna, mercury. Well, that's
mercury.
larger predatory fish, because they act as a confluence point on lower tertiary levels of the food chain. Sorry.
Sorry, Asa, please.
DM pulls us back in. What was your roll to blush?
Rolled a 5, but given that I'm blushing in real life, I feel like I gotta add at least a 1 to that.
Yeah, I'd say that it's at least lightly pink. With. Okay. And Gemma just goes back to painting. I'd say that's about as much of the attempt to get backstory out of Gemma
Yeah.
for day 1. You can make your day 2 attempts.
Yeah.
If you get there in the morning at 10, you basically arrive at about the same time as Gemma.
I sort of pull a stupid little fancy seeing you here.
Long time no see.
Yeah. I sort of go in and I start. I've kept sort of adding texture. I haven't wanted to add any of my own pieces because I feel like it's still Gemma's mural. But I sort of pay attention to the areas that I feel like could be more visually interesting, and I just put a bunch of stuff there.
Gemma seems to have been working in a boat. Which is weird because it's on a boat that is on a place you fully thought was land, if anything because of the green. But it looks like they're painting a boat right now, like an immense fucking warship. And
Is that a boat?
I think so. It got a bit bigger than I had expected it to be, but I think so.
Yeah, it looks huge.
Do you think it stands out too much?
I sort of take a step back. I don't think so.
Cool. Then I'll make it bigger.
Okay. So it's supposed to stand out then?
I think so. Seems like a centerpiece. I don't know. I think it just wants to be bigger.
Hey, that's fair. I go back to my little corner that I've been working on. Does this piece have a story?
That's a good question. Maybe. If it is, it's a little all over the place. I think it might be following the boat, not any people. Or maybe the wind? It might be following the wind. I'll think on it. And you see Gemma kind of reach up and follow a couple, like, swirls that move across the piece with their fingertips. Kind of just carefully kind of tracing around and seeing what she can find. Not saying anything. But yeah, Gemma's at that a while, just trying to trace and see if they can find some kind of story or pattern out of everything.
I love the way you paint. I love the way you paint.
Thank you.
It's like it's talking to you.
Sometimes it feels like that. Not literally, but
Yeah.
sometimes you're just called one way or the other.
Yeah. No, it's... Your paintings feel like a conversation, I guess.
Thank you. I think that's the goal. At least until the conversation ends and someone paints over it. And then you start all over again.
That's true.
That's not a bad
I go
thing.
back. Yeah. I'm still working on my corner. I've really only ever painted alone.
Well, welcome. I've been told I'm a little bit of a unusual painting partner, but an unusual partner in a lot of things, to be fair. But
Oh, me too.
I tend to ramble on and on about, you know, the painting talking, and people are like, you don't know anything, that's so weird, why don't you plan your stuff? And I'm like, why don't you suck it?
Nice.
But, either way. I appreciate someone who can appreciate a different style.
Hey, I do my best.
And you're a good artist too, even if you've been trapping yourself in... Are you trying to texture a wave? Is that what you've been doing for the past hour?
Yeah.
Why are you just doing that? All you're doing is adding to stuff that I've made.
Well, yeah, it's your painting. I didn't want to...
It isn't my temple. You're fine to join the conversation if you want to.
Okay.
But yeah.
I start over time to paint a roof. And sort of this like enormous kind of fiery sky. Eventually like a tiny figure on the roof, staring out over everything.
Is that a new story? Or an old story?
Both. It was old when I started. I used to do this a lot before I hopped on a boat to Targrave. It made me feel really important. And I don't want to feel important anymore.
Yeah.
And now, when I was in Targrave, I'd crawl up onto the roof before the sun rose and try not to wake up my partner on the way, and I would sort of go sit up there by myself for a while and pray and stare out over the city, and I think I'm starting to learn the difference between being important and being loved. And the word sounds so weird in my mouth when I say it. And I've paused that whole time, and then I just sort of, and I go back to painting.
Gemma just nods and keeps painting. Some time passes. You guys continue painting. It seems like Gemma has really fixated on the wind thing. And is continuing to follow it. Not only follow it, but start to kind of expand elsewhere. Just bringing this kind of single strand of wind kind of throughout the building. And honestly, as the afternoon begins to stretch on and you watch Gemma desperately trying to like get up on a stack of pillows, trying to reach a top corner of the room that she can finish getting the line on, it occurs to you that this is the last full day that you have with them. As you just watch them nearly fall on their fucking ass, trying to make this work.
Hey, do you want a hand, or?
It's fine. It's more freeform this way. It's
Okay.
it's got motion. It's got motion. It's got motion. It's great. It's fine.
I moved to stand like underneath where they would fall if they did, as if my tiny 5'5" ass could do anything about it.
Ugh. I appreciate it. I really hope I don't just like completely fall over on you. And hearing her laugh, there's something about it. Again, that it's not even necessarily in a catching feelings way or anything like that. It is just there is something about it that rings and vibrates through the air. And echoes through the building in a way, in through the room in a way that no other sound seems to bounce around it. As they laugh and struggle and eventually manage to just pull the line downwards as they like stumble off to the side next to you and manage to wind.
Nice.
Wind. Woohoo! Okay. And then get back to it.
I look at them for a second. Then I move over to a different corner, and I start painting something new. And it's sort of like bubbles, like rising steam, maybe. It sort of bounces off of the all of the pieces around it, and it's got this like warm pour. And it's totally abstract, but there's a lot of like pinks and blues and some orange in it. And every once in a while, I'll just sort of look back at Gemma and then back at the painting, back at Gemma, and back at the painting.
The day continues on. Any things you would particularly like to bring up or talk about? Gemma's not much of a talker.
Yeah. I think probably I finish after a little while. I'm like, hey, new part of the story.
They kind of turn and they look at what you've been painting. They kind of lean back against the wall, then realize that's wet paint and kind of jump up a little bit and go, all right, what have we added then?
So it's this. It was calling, I guess.
Fair enough.
Like you say. I don't know.
Looks good.
Does it look like anything to you?
No. But I like it.
There's... I don't know. Maybe I've just been in here too long, breathing the pain or whatever, but...
I don't think that does anything.
I mean, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'm just crazy, but... I don't know. There's something about the way you laughed. I wanted to put it down.
Oh, is there a lot of mixed emotions in that reaction? Because on the one hand, you see... Actually, make an insight check.
25.
25! Jesus.
Finally.
Okay. We can get very specific in that. There's a lot of emotions in that face, that reaction, that is just... On the one hand, there's gratefulness, the little smile you get when that's touching, that's so sweet, that's so wonderful, and the awe of someone wanted to paint something about me, and things of that, and then there is just, you just watch their face fall for a moment before those other things popped in, and you're not sure if it was dread, guilt, maybe both.
Wrong?
What did you say?
Did I do it wrong?
No, I mean, you can't do it wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Kind of looks to the side, somewhat nervously or awkwardly.
Hey, has someone been like a dick to you about the way you laugh or something?
No, Psyche, make a persuasion check with advantage, because you spent a lot of time with them over the past couple days.
Thank you for the advantage. I did need that. My dice didn't like me. However, that is a 23.
23, yeah. Psyche, I really appreciate it, but I don't want you to think that there's no way to sugarcoat this. There is no way to sugarcoat this. There has never been a way to sugarcoat this. And I'm sorry, and I don't mean it, and I don't want to do it, and I have no intention of hurting you or anything, I promise. I promise. I'm, you know, my family and I are, sirens? I'm sorry, I can't help it. I really can't. I can't. It's not like I can turn it off, and I know that it bothers a lot of people because that means that just talking means that you're caught up in everything and the idea of my voice, and it's stressful, and I know that that's not okay for me to do to people, but again, it's not really something that I can turn off, and I'm sorry, and I don't mean for you to be, charmed by stuff when I don't even mean to do it.
I swipe my thumb through some of the paint on the, through some of, like, the paint from my little section of the painting. And I, like, walk up to her and I slowly just swipe my thumb across her lips. It's okay. Kind of cool.
I mean, it's kind of cool, but also people don't really appreciate it. Most of the time. There's a reason I spend all my time here.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You can't,
Hey.
I mean, some people know, but you can't just go around talking about it because I'll get arrested. I will so get arrested.
Do you think I make a habit of talking about things?
I mean, fair, but...
Sorry.
Family religious issues.
Yeah?
I mean, I'll give you one guess.
I think I could probably guess right.
Yeah. Look, like I said,
I paint a blue smudge on the wall and then like a sort of halo of red around the top.
Yeah. Look, I barely know anything about her. Never liked that kind of thing.
I wipe her off. Fine.
Again, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if, like, because I know that we've kissed, and I'm sorry if, to me, that is just genuinely a religious thing, so I'm sorry if I, like, accidentally pressured you or something like that.
No, you're fine. I wanted that.
That's good. I figured, but I felt like I should bring it up anyway. It typically comes up. I don't talk much. It's for a reason.
I like hearing you talk. Not just for, like, the cool magic reasons that, like, makes my organs do weird things.
What?
Yeah, that's cool.
Are you okay?
I mean,
I didn't know I did stuff like that. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
No.
I didn't mean to.
No, it's no. It like nice things.
Oh, okay.
Like it.
Sure.
It feels warm. Has anyone ever told you how it feels?
Not in a very nice way. No.
Oh well.
More in
I guess.
Stop your mind control. You. Yeah.
Yeah. No. It.
Best I got was fuzzy.
Yeah. It feels warm. Uh, kind of like being drunk, but I'm more awake. Like I can't help but listen, but I don't mind.
As long as you don't mind, I guess.
Feels like this.
I mean, it can't be bad if it looks that pretty, right?
Exactly.
Thank you.
I just sort of elbow her a little bit. I'll mention it. I think I'm just sort of quiet for the rest of the time I'm there.
I think by the time you leave, you get 2 more handprints. One, the handprint from holding their hand as they offered to take it while you painted for a bit. And 1 handprint just on the side of your cheek from kissing you again. Probably at least 2 more times.
I was gonna ask before we left, like, if it hadn't come up yet. Which means that presumably I also have paint on my mouth now.
Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say,
did this to yourself.
is there the handprint and then there's a lip print in the middle of the handprint, which implies that like they forgot and then just got a mouthful of fucking paint?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which has happened so many times. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, this is the smooching church, but also so many people get so much fucking paint in their mouth all the fucking time. It's a genuine
It is just
hazard.
like moment. Sorry.
Lead poisoning.
2.
Lead poisoning. 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like you did like the cute thing of like, you know, you stripe paint across their lip. You're getting paint in their mouth. This isn't good.
I don't shove my thumb in there. It's like it's just over.
Are you coming back in the morning to say goodbye before you leave? Or is this your last
really
day?
early? Pretty early. Like not like ass crack of dawn early, but probably like 8. I don't know if they'll be there yet.
They don't get there until about 10.
Yeah.
But I will say this, your boat's gonna leave at about 1 in the afternoon.
Okay,
On
cool.
day
So maybe I like go there at like 9 and I just sort of pray a little bit in the morning and wait. Has Passionai gotten on my ass about this yet?
Passionai has definitely mentioned it several times in prayer. Very much the teasing, so are you having fun? And just very much the so Passionai
die right now, actually.
Yeah, no, Passionai is very much being the I'm the cool mom response to all of it, and it's getting very annoying. But Passionai brings it up once or twice, but also but in the way
I've
that
also
she
been
brings
like
up
input upping to Journey about it like all the time.
Oh, that was assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Journey is sitting here like the second you call her at night and you're like, hey Journey's like, all the details, I need them now.
Everything.
Hand them over.
I do tell Journey everything except the siren part.
Fair enough.
I hint at there being like something we talked about, but that it wasn't my place to share.
Okay.
I talk about my painting.
Hey, Psyche, what does paint taste like?
God.
I'm sorry I'm not dropping the fucking paint joke. It's so funny to me. It is so funny to me. I don't know if it's coming to anyone else, but it is very funny to me.
Either way.
God.
Yeah. I just sort of paint in the corner a little bit. A bunch of like waves and stuff. I try and like do like Passionized statue or something. And I just sort of wait.
Eventually Gemma comes.
Hey. So Morning. It's my last day. I wanted to say goodbye, I guess, or see you later, hopefully.
I'm glad you came back. I was wondering if you were going to.
No. I didn't want to, like, just leave you.
Is it sad to
Been
say
fun.
that I'm used to it?
No, it's not sad, but it's what I was expecting to hear.
Yeah. Well, you stay safe on the ocean. I
Thanks.
promise you need to eat fruit.
I will eat fruit. I understand now why you don't have to eat fruit.
Yeah, it kind of comes with the rest of the stuff. I
And
haven't
I
been
mean-
swimming in a long damn time.
God. I'll have to do that next time. There will be a next time. I am an adventurer and I'll be back in town for something stupid and I will find you.
Okay.
And we will go swimming, and that is a promise.
We'll have to decide if I want to by the time you get back, but
True. Yeah.
and you don't have to. But if
I
you
know.
decide you want to pop by, I'm
It's all about,
always
like,
here.
all about, like, choice, right?
Mhm.
Like, while I was here, I chose this.
I'm not being down on myself. I am just
Mhm.
saying that you don't have to come back. But if you do, I'll be here. Tell your
Okay.
partner I said hello, by the way. You can bring
Oh,
her
I will.
sometime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She wants to meet you.
Good. But
Well, enjoy your painting?
you too. As best you can.
Thanks.
Safe travel, Psyche.
I reach up and I give her, like, a last little kiss.
Mhm.
It's like, why not?
She honestly is just kind of smiling into it the whole time.
I do my best. My absolute best to get paint in their hair.
Oh, you absolutely do, like it wasn't there already. And they're just
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, okay, alright, fine. Oh, one for the road. And reaches down and smears like a little bit of pink over your cheek.
All right. Bye. I should go.
Stay safe.
You too. And I go, and my heart is full of so much love, and
Yes.
my face is full of so much pain.
We're gonna go through the other temple, the Temple of Foes, for Armani over the next couple days. Once we get back from break, just so we can have it all in one chunk. So
I'm so sorry y'all have seen me just fucking pantomiming,
What
just
the fuck?
taking paint off walls and just rubbing it into the hair and then just fucking cackling. I'm so sorry.
the paint
Also-
discussion in the background has been giving me fucking life
It's
tonight.
well, here's the thing. Like, interaction in chat is always very helpful. It helps out with our reach, friends, and I really appreciate it. You think I talk to you in chat because I enjoy conversation? No, it's a trap. And you guys all just get to hear about. I can do the hair curl again. Yes.
Yes.
You guys all get to hear about Nomos' phenomenal gut health and probiotic intake that I've been discussing because he eats kraut like it's ice cream.
Well,
Nomos
we can
is the
continue.
most regular man in Naos.
We can continue to discuss regular man Nomos during the break in chat. Feel free to keep it going. For now, we are going to go on break. We're going to be back in 12 to 15 minutes for some more exploration of a different kind of temple. In the meantime, before we go, a couple things. One, this is your weekly binder check. If you are one of our friends that wears a binder, please stretch. Please take a deep breath. Make sure.
Nomos what?
I have to close chat. Keep it in chat. Please, if you're one of our friends that wears a binder, I'm trying to do my thing. If you're one of our friends that wears a binder, please stretch, take a deep breath, make sure that that is still fitting you without pain, and if you are starting to ache, take it off. Please take care of yourself. We're going to be getting some refreshments, some fresh water and stuff over break. Please remember to stay hydrated, and you can stay hydrated alongside us during the session. Other than that, like I said, we will be back in 12 minutes or so. And we will be back to continue the story and probably at this rate get on the open sea. We'll see what happens. Get it? We'll see what happens. But yes, either way, we're gonna go to break.
Sorry.
I'll be
Hey, bye.
Is this what happens when I don't make paint jokes and we need to fill space? Is it we make sea puns?
Yes, and we're gonna go to
I
break
have
so I can
nothing to
make.
speak about. I
Yeah,
make
you have
so
no
much
room.
worse puns. Sorry.
We're gonna go to
Yes.
break. You can
Bye,
make as
friends.
many puns as you want during break. We'll be back. See y'all in 12 minutes. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Had a brief audio thing after flipping on, but we are back, friends. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, fuck, I left the fridge open. Sorry. Please continue. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Fantastic. There are the consequences to nurturing oneself during break. I got new water. I'm ready to go. And since we're going to have a bit of a Amani focus, I am kind of happy to hop right into it if you are, Floyd.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. So, you have 3 or functionally more like 2.5 days to visit the Temple to Vakalin if you would like. It's up to you how many times you want to go and when. What are we thinking about there? What is the plan?
I think for the first, just like for the first day, their plan is to start walking to the temple, then stop, and then go, this is stupid, and then start walking back to the inn, and then go, no, this is more stupid, and then start walking back to the temple, and then walk around it like 3 times, and then go inside. And
Okay.
that's gonna be around like 3 p.m.
Fair enough. So you finally go inside about
How
3
many hours?
They leave at 7 a.m. They don't go into the temple until 3 p.m. I'm just gonna put that out
Nomos
there.
sees you like just walking around the buildings like, getting your steps in. Yes, there's never a day that is not a good day for cardio.
Armani's having a full
Yeah.
crisis, like dead, like blank, 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, cardio.
I respect the grind.
Yeah, at about 2:30 p.m. you hear.
Mm-hmm.
So are you gonna go in or what?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you've been thinking for a while.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, fine, whatever. I'll go in.
So you get bullied into going inside.
Yeah.
And you make your way
Just,
in.
blankly stared at for a minute into going inside.
Yeah. You make your way in, and as it's kind of in the middle of the workday, it's not as busy as it could be. A little bit more frequented than Pash, but not by much. However, you do see very quickly, in a more official, and in a more official way, you see Aelmar still standing at the front. There are a few other people kind of throughout that seem to be kind of milling, but they're not staying very long. Even as you enter, you see someone leave, and then it only takes like you notice over time, the more time you spend in here, that people very much kind of come in and leave pretty quickly. This is not unless you are in the sand pit, it is very much a come and go. But you can walk in, and you see Aelmar near the altar, seemingly kind of arranging stuff. It's got mostly the same offerings that were on it previously, including the chunk of metal that you left behind that started the entire battle. And as you enter, he kind of turns to look at the door and notices you specifically, and his face kind of breaks out into this kind of bemused smile. And they raise a hand and just kind of call out, "How can I help you today?"
You offered to help me fight Cleaner.
Absolutely.
It turns out I'm staying in town a few more days.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was wondering because it seemed like you were going to be a stranger around here, but I'm very glad that you made your way back. What are you
This
waiting
time
for?
I won't steal anything. Sorry?
Okay. I said, what are you waiting for? But I'd appreciate it if you didn't steal this time, yeah. You see,
we're just getting right into it?
yeah,
Shit.
you see them immediately like take off an extra layer of robes that they were wearing, and underneath they've got They've got just kind of like very loose fighting pants and a shirt like ready to go at any fucking time.
God, what's the
Hands
line
already
from fucking
wrapped.
Megamind where it's like, now, like, you do a witty comeback.
Yeah.
It's like, just...
Now
what's
for some
happening right now.
playful banter. You go
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
Ah, I don't know where to go with that.
It's very
Uh,
much
they-
yeah.
They kind of like started that because they were like expecting, I think, at least a few more minutes of like bullshit small talk, but they're like, fine, fuck, I guess, and get into the fucking pit.
Do you have a problem?
No, you cut right to the chase. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, then let's get this started. And they step into the ring. And
Fantastic.
the first question they ask you is how many times you are going to come back.
I'm only here for 2 more days after this, so I guess once or twice more, if I can make that.
Okay. Let's see how much we can fit in this time then. And there's going to be basically a couple different kind of lessons that they're going to teach you. Now, I don't want to play out all of these by rolling because that will take like
Fucking
4
forever,
sessions. And because combat takes fucking forever. So what we're going to do is you can have a couple things that you might want to point out as things that you want to go over, and a couple things that you are going to talk about with him, whether you like it or not.
Terrifying.
Basically, I'm going to ask you as the DM, what are you hoping for Armani to get out of this? And then what is Armani trying to get out of this? In case there is a difference.
Yeah, I love you so much. You are such a great DM.
Oh, thank you.
I think that like Armani is going in with a sense of shame. Like they feel embarrassed that they were beaten so fucking horribly. But they're still coming back because they don't want to feel weak. I think what they're expecting to get out of this is like they're gonna get better magically in these 2 days and then not talk about it ever again and never admit that they were weak at once.
Yeah.
Right, that's what they want out of this, which like isn't gonna happen. I think what Floyd want out of this is I'm gonna give Armani shaken baby syndrome, and if they need to learn to manage their anger, like
Yeah.
they need to do it. They need to figure the fuck out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
What a way to phrase that.
Shaken baby syndrome.
I mean, it's not wrong, but also what a fucking way to put, like, hey, I'm sorry, please continue.
So the first thing Aylmar does is basically gives them a pretest.
Okay.
And is just kind of stands there, and you see them kind of settle into a defensive position and then drop their hands entirely and stand up, just hands at their side, stand there and go, hit me.
Do you want me to do a straight roll?
Sure.
Or just like yeah, Elmore. It was still in character and it was very disconcerting. Screams and cries. I rolled a natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yes.
Fantastic. Then I'll let that be more successful than things typically would be. Natural 20, that's going to basically determine how you go about this entire little pretest.
Sexy.
You are determined not to look weak again. There are other people in this room. If you get your ass kicked in front of all of these people again, what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with that kind of thing? How will you face anyone? And so you approach Aylmar, and I assume you just start fucking wailing on them.
Yes.
Absolutely. That first hit with a natural 20, hits them across the jaw, and it's very much like slow-mo animated, like, oh, moment. And he kind of... Okay. You've certainly got force behind it. Hit me again. And this time, again, I'm just gonna go through all of this with this whole little thing with the natural 20. This time, you completely wail on him, and he just ducks. And you just go completely over his head. And he kind of chuckles from the ground and goes, honestly, with that amount of force, I wasn't even sure I was gonna be able to get away from that one. And he stands back up and goes, it feels like you weren't even trying yesterday.
Wasn't there some stress? And I hit him again.
Yeah. You do that. This time, you land it, like you almost land it, and he catches your fist right here. And kind of shoves your hand away. What kind of thing? What kind of stress?
Oh, you know, about to go see my family again, that kind of thing. Body issues, daddy issues.
Yeah.
I hit him again.
Yeah. You go. This time, he kind of pulls a fist, an arm up here, and you just clash against his arm, and he goes, is that who you're mad at? Your father or your mother?
I guess my dad. I don't know. And I go for like a low blow at his knee. I don't think I get there though.
This time he jumps, and manages to kind of land again, and goes, why your father?
I mean, he's one who taught me how to fight, and I guess, you know, taught is a strong word according to you, I guess.
Yeah, he's a shit teacher.
They just laugh at that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they hit him again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they kind of, this time it lands again, and you kind of, nail him in the side of the chest, and it's, oh! Again, when you hit, which is not very often, it does hurt.
Oh, good to know. That's the goal.
Yeah, okay. And he kind of just looks you up and down. And you see him kind of lower his hands and kind of put a hand out for you to, like, stop. And pulls his hands back, like, literally like this, and just kind of... What are you scared of?
Well, how much time do you have?
I have as long as you'll be here.
Fantastic. I'm scared of the night because there's things in it that could like fucking get you. I'm scared of the locks on my door breaking that I put on every single night. I am scared of my friends dying. I am scared of fire, even though I mess with it constantly. I am scared of being a disappointment when I go back home, and I'm also scared of heights. A few other things in there as well, but the heights is like I think top 2.
Really? What's the other one in the top 2?
Oh, the family disappointment one.
I'm not surprised.
Ow.
I mean, seriously, punching like that? How could you ever live up to the things they set for you?
That's kind of why I'm here.
But what makes you think you can get good enough to not disappoint? He kind of takes a step towards you, kind of getting up in your space.
What makes me think I can? I have to.
Why?
It's what's expected of me.
It doesn't matter if you have to or not if you're incapable.
I will learn.
Takes a step forward, gets up in your space again. Yeah?
Can I kick him in the balls?
You make a roll.
Yeah, great, cool. That's a 4.
4?
Yeah.
Because it's that low, you try to do that shit, and he just kicks out and knocks you to the ground. Kind of. Who are you impressing?
My what? Sorry.
Who are you impressing with something like that?
No, when it's mainly out of spite, I think.
Spiting who?
Him, and they kind of nod up to the sky, just very vaguely.
Did you say him or them?
Him.
Why, Vacalin?
Do you ever wonder what your life could have been like if just one small thing had changed. If one person had talked to you, if one family story hadn't been told, if you had lived 2 houses down the street, how much different it would be. I think about the life that I could have had if my parents taught me to worship a Kaelin, and I think that that version of me is happier, and I don't know how to handle that.
Why is your unhappiness Vakaelin's fault?
It's selfish to say that I wish he reached out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then that.
They take a step back and they offer a hand for you to stand up.
This feels like a test. I'll take it.
Okay. They help you up.
Okay, great.
And he helps you to your
Take
feet.
it and break my arm.
And he steps back and he goes, I want you to look me in the face. Or at least focus on this point. And then just imagine it's attached to my face. Because I don't want you to focus on me as me. I want you to focus on me as whatever you think. However you think Vakaelin has crossed you. Whether that's by existing, whether that's through your father. I want you to take that and I want you to put a face to it. I want you to put an emotion to it. And I want you to pin that to the center of my head. And then I want you to fight me with that in mind. Can you do that?
Give me a lot of instructions there, and I'll try to follow them.
What pisses you off?
When my fucking best friend decides to do stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that came to mind.
Like what?
Just then. Like, I don't know, leave death threats in strangers' rooms with no regard of how that affects anyone.
Does that happen often?
It's happened, like, once, but I wouldn't put it past him to do it again.
How does that make you feel?
Scared. I came out fat. Scared for them, scared for us.
He kind of just looks at you.
I think fear pisses me off. I don't like to be afraid.
Your fear?
That's all I know how to do.
You don't like it when you're afraid? Or you don't like it when anyone's afraid?
Guess both.
And he just continues to look at you with this very scrutinizing gaze. Like he's just trying to, like he's moving gears in your head and trying to unlock some kind of strange contraption. And he goes, okay. I can't really personify heights. It's hard to personify the idea of disappointment. But I want you to imagine the worst case scenario. And I want you to fight me like you are fighting through that worst case scenario. And I want you to sit in that feeling. Can you do that?
Think about it. Yes. I think about it for a moment. And they, their hands are kind of shaking, but they do hit you, and they go for the gun.
Do they enter a rage?
No.
Interesting. Okay. So, make a roll for the next couple punches. Just another overarching roll.
19, wow.
18 or 19?
19.
19, okay, good. Yeah, you're doing relatively well. And part of it is because you haven't raged. Because to you, you're imagining this, but there's a kind of a bit of a barrier between this simulation of fear, this simulation of anger, and the real thing. And it makes you more accurate makes your punches land more. And it almost looks like Aelmar is a little bit frustrated by this. And he continues on the same way for a little bit with you punching, and this time they're not talking. They're just blocking, and they're just staring at you, and they're watching what you're doing. And how do you react to the fact that they are not even speaking to fight back?
I think Armani takes it as encouragement that if he's not saying anything, that he must be doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they kind of intensify, and for a second there's a kind of smile that starts to spread across their face, and they like shake their head, and it goes away. They keep punching.
Okay. Do you enter a rage?
I think they almost do, but they don't want to, so they don't.
Okay.
They try to repress that urge as much as they can. It's hard. They don't.
He stays there. He keeps blocking your punches. You're hitting well, you know you're accurate, but almost every time you're like, that one's gonna get it, he catches it. Or he manages to like dodge it or jump out of the way, and he just sits there, and he's making eye contact with you. Like, he's not looking you up and down, whatever. He's making eye contact with you. In silence. And they just stay there. And they keep staring. How do you react?
I think that they kind of let out this like frustrated noise, and after one like last hit that doesn't really land because he keeps blocking them, they kind of stumble backwards, and they go, "Spit it out. What is it?"
Spit what out?
Just staring at me. Usually I have so much to say about my fighting technique.
Oh, do I?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I have anything to say right now.
Is that good?
I don't know. Is it? Maybe I just don't find you impressive enough.
I think I think when they say that, I think Armani goes into a rage.
Good, perfect. You enter your rage, make a new roll.
Okay. That is a natural 20 again. Jesus Christ.
Damn!
I don't know what the fuck their dice are on tonight.
You
Hell
solid
yeah.
right hook, again, just right across the jaw. And you get and it lands. It should not have landed. You can tell they meant to catch that. And it lands, and it lands hard, and you get all of 2 seconds before Vakalen makes eye contact with you again, grabs you by the back of the head, and shoves your face into the sand, and just sends you
Did
top.
you mean Aelmar?
Yeah, Aelmar grabs you.
Vakalen, and I was like,
No, Aelmar. Sorry, I was looking at my notes and it said Vakalen. Aelmar grabs you.
punch God.
Aelmar grabs you by the back of the head and just slams you down into the sand. You fucking eat shit.
Oh my god.
And he just steps back a bit. Hear him crack his knuckles.
Armani has not stopped fighting. The second that they're off of them, they're gonna like fucking tackle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. With a natural 20, I'd say you can successfully tackle them this time. And just kind of like pin him back and like, are you pinning him like on his back or on his stomach?
On his stomach.
Cool. You can just try to keep wailing on him if you want. What's the point there?
I'm thinking really hard thoughts about character development and character stuff. Yeah, I think that they pin Aelmar down and they grab him by the hair, like Aelmar did with them earlier, and they push and they kind of like hit their face down into the sand, and then they let go, and And they're not raging anymore.
Yeah.
And they fall backwards.
You step back, and just a wave of exhaustion just goes ahead and just flies over you, and you kind of see Aylmar just get up, spit a bit of sand out, and look over. Do you sit? Are you sitting or standing? You said you just kind of stumbled back. Are you sitting or standing?
I think I'm sitting. I'm sitting.
Aylmar does not stand. Aylmar leans back and sits. Interesting. What about fighting? What about being afraid like that makes you happy? You smiled. What made you smile?
I think it felt good to fight it. Fight that fear and that anger.
Is that what you're doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. That's kind of the whole point. I've been told what to do, and I'm simultaneously scared that I'm not going to do it good enough, or that it's not the right thing to do. And also, it did feel good to punch you. That is also a big part of it.
It typically does. I was being an asshole for a reason.
Yeah.
I think what you need is control.
I thought you were going to say therapy, and that was going to be the funniest moment of my life.
Well, yes.
Every time the martial class goes into a temple asking for some kind of guidance, the real answer is just go to therapy.
Just go to therapy, bestie.
Monty comes back and just like,
Please, please,
how was your day?
go,
oh, well, you know, they
go.
just told me to go get therapy. That was funny. That's what Elnet told me. I don't know what that is.
I can't. That sign isn't for me. I'm gonna walk right past.
I couldn't find any at the grocery. I didn't know what to look for, so I
yeah,
just
right. Sorry, I interrupted your
good.
moment there.
Sorry.
I think what you need is control. You want to feel control over the things around you. Possibly the people around you? Because if you control the way they think of you, you can't disappoint them. And the way you can control the way they think of you is the way you present yourself. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, like, mind control them, but...
No, I know.
If they... Yeah. Just want to, like, clarify that.
I know.
Yeah.
Does it feel good when you rage? When you lose yourself in that cocktail of fear and anger? Does that feel good?
Sometimes it feels good when I'm hitting things and when I'm hurting things, and sometimes it just gets worse and worse. I just feel powerless. I can't fucking hit anything. And I'm always tired afterwards.
I don't blame you. It seems like you put your everything into that energy. Everything you have and a little bit more that you don't. I'm not surprised. What I want to teach you is the things you can control and the things that you can't. Because some things can be worked on. Some things can be adapted and controlled and manipulated into a thing that can better serve you. And some things can't be controlled. You have to learn to let those things go. Unfortunately, the first step in this is the hardest. Because in order to learn how to control other things, you have to be able to forgive yourself when you fail to do it.
I thought the hard part was getting punched by a priest.
That's part of it. I could punch you harder. I haven't punched you with my full force yet. I don't think you would enjoy that.
I figured. I don't know if I'll ever be ready, but I'd like to be.
I don't think any of us are ready for what life throws at us. I don't think that's a bad thing. It keeps us adaptable. If we felt like we were ready for everything, we would grow complacent. Fear is a gift. Fear can fuck you over, but fear is also a gift. It's what kept us alive for hundreds, thousands of years. You have it for a reason. You're right to try and use it. You just don't have the restraint and the skill necessary to do it properly, and I cannot pretend that I will be able to teach you that in 2 days. But you can at least start. But first you have to be able to allow yourself to fuck up. And to fuck up in front of me, and to fuck up around the people that come in and out, because people are going to come in and out. And you have to accept that those are going to be people that have never met you before and will never meet you again, and the only thing they will know about you is that you got your ass beat. And that will be your reputation in their mind.
I think they kind of stay silent for a bit, and they look very afraid of that kind of concept. But eventually they kind of shake their head and go, yeah, I can do that. I just also never have to come back to this town again, but that's fine.
It's true. Though these people come from all over the world, it's a port city, so that won't really help you.
See, I was okay with this, and now I don't know if I am anymore.
Take your time.
Yeah, I already agreed. Okay.
Okay. All right, stand up. He kind of offers you a hand and to pull you up as he goes.
Take it.
He stands up and he goes, well, first of all, I'm proud of you. You made a first step there. Second of all, I need to establish a few things. I am not doing this because I am trying to convert you. I am doing this because I want to help you. Fakalan brings me peace. He will not bring everyone peace, and that's just how it is. If the way that I fight is one that appeals to you, I would recommend taking some time to break down the things you have left behind in regards to Fakalan. But I'd just like to help keep you alive. I have no interest in converting you. I mean, I'm not planning to.
That last bit was very ominous. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
I'll clarify. I would be happy to help convert you, but I have 2 days. And yeah. I have interest in it. I am not going to.
I'm also probably not going to convert, so don't get your hopes up.
That's part of the point of me not trying. 2, I'm not going to teach you how to hit harder. I am not going to teach you how to kill better. I am going to teach you how to kill worse. Because in order to get better, in order to fight with more efficiency, to be more targeted, to be more powerful in the long run, you have to be gentle in the short term. With yourself, you have to be gentle, you have to be patient. And you have to do a lot of thinking. And other than that, I'm going to try and teach you a skeleton. I'm going to teach you a framework, and you have to work on it on your own. If not, it's useless. I have 2 days. If you plan on taking the information and then leaving and doing absolutely nothing with it, then leave now.
They stay where they are.
Good. Then let's break some of this down. And you get started. It's probably going to be infuriating at first.
Absolutely, yeah.
And every time you start to get close to a rage, he backs off and makes you cool down. That is the first day. Is they goad you on constantly. This is something that happens consistently. And then as you start to rage, calls it off, steps back, forces you to cool down. And just waits. And forces you to focus. And focus on, this is a fight not to hurt, not to win, but to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they think that you are slipping into fighting to win, fighting to prove, they step back. This is vaguely infuriating. Because for the first, hour and a half, it means that absolutely nothing gets done. Absolutely nothing gets done. Armani will swing like one punch, and Aylmar will be like, that's it. And you're like, what the fuck?
What did I do? Let me back in. Yeah.
Put me back in, coach.
Put me back in, coach.
But over time,
I've had enough Capri Suns.
There's a lot of moments of, all right, step back. Take a deep breath. And leading them through that, Aylmar starts to lay down some foundations, which are not just fighting moves, but breathing exercises. Working on pointing out different places of, on figuring out pointed targets on the anatomy instead of just fucking swinging and that looks like it'll hurt. Breaking down, this is what we'll do this. This is what we'll do this. If you take the hilt of your sword and you hit someone here, this is going to do this. If you punch a person here, this is going to do this. This is not something you can do yet, but if you get someone here, you're going to be able to seize up half their body, and then you can just go crazy.
A little too much power for anyone to have, I think.
Maybe. And so he breaks down things like pressure points, like targeted points, things that where the bones are close to the surface and easier to shatter. But those things have to be targeted. They have to be hit deliberately, not with just a wild thing. You have to get an angle. You have to get you either have to hit it with a very particular side of your sword, like a part of the hilt, or with a certain part of your hand. At some point, he literally just asks you to, take out your sword and gives you a rundown of, this is for targeting here, this is for targeting here. You don't need to use this for anything. If you do this, if that other sword gets caught here, you're gonna get your hand chopped off. This may look like a guard. It's not a guard. Looking at different aspects of just breaking down technicalities, working on targeting, and then doing again every time you'll go over the parts of your sword again and talk about how you can target different things, and then you'll go back to fighting, and then it's again that infuriating cycle of starting to get it, and you start to get into it, and you start to get caught up in that bubbling anger and fear, and then he steps back again. and it's a lot of just running motion after motion and going, nope, that's sloppy. Get your hand up here. When you fight like that, you just leave yourself wide open. If you're doing hand to hand, you need to make sure you have a hand to block. What are you going to do here? If I come down here, what do you do here? And sometimes it is the when they see Armani starting to get frustrated, like in terms of the don't give me an attitude, like the what happens if I punch here, and if Armani gives them an attitude, we'll punch them.
I love that.
Like it is very much the tough love approach.
Yeah.
And this entire time, the entire first day is focused on throw the rage away, throw that away, little things of control. Do they come back for the next day?
So before they come back for the next day, I think that they go. Well, they come back from that like day on first day, and they go back to the inn tavern, wherever the fuck we're staying. And they go and they knock on Psyche's door. Is Psyche like there like that night? I think they they walk in calmly like a normal person. And they fucking bolt in. And I think they ask Psyche for the drawing that they did earlier. And
yeah. I like rip a page out of my sketchbook. And I give it to you. It's like multiple drawings. It's gesture drawings.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of them. They're kind of shitty.
Can I borrow these for a bit?
Yeah, you can have them. Why?
I just thought they were nice.
Insight
check, yeah, sure.
16.
They.
Wait, sorry, 18.
Fuck.
Would Nomos also be here? Because Nomos and Psyche share a room.
If it's nighttime and you both are there, I can
Nomos
say
has been idle animationing, so
Nomos
yeah.
hasn't been doing anything all day. He's been like over by a table, just need something.
The Nomos is there. Wow. I don't think they were. Yeah. With that insight check, I think they're very nervous, but they're trying to like not ignore it, but overcome it. It's a different feeling than the normal Armani anxiety. I think. And,
yeah.
They turn
Anxiety
to Nomos.
I also rolled like a 19 on that.
They're freaking out about something. You give them the drawing. I turn to Nomos and I give the drawing to Nomos and I say, I got my fucking ass handed to me the other day. I lost, and it was so pathetic that I wanted to, like, I don't know, change my name and fake my death. And I did not fall down the stairs or steps. I forgot what I lied about.
I went to the temple. There were no steps. I put it together.
Ow. But yeah, I just thought you should know.
Did I tell you what happened to me the first time I stepped foot out of Diora?
No.
I was a fresh-faced individual who thought he could take on the world, and I went onto the road over to Targrave, and I got the shit beaten out of me within an inch of my life by a bear. Just some owl bear came out of the woods and decided to fuck with me that day, and I almost died. Is that
why your clothes are so raggedy?
No, they're just like that.
Sorry.
The thing is, your moments of embarrassment don't define you, and I've come to accept that, and I'm glad that you're taking steps towards it. Does the fact that you got the snot beaten out of you by a priest yesterday influence how I see you today? Not unless you wanted to.
If you're asking me if I'm converting, the answer is no.
That wasn't what I was saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that doesn't matter to me.
Like if you
unless
want us
you
to, if
feel
you
like
want
it.
us to like
Oh, I
treat
yeah,
you like you're a
sorry.
baby who
Yeah.
can't handle yourself in a fight, like
Dumb
I'll
baby
think it's
moments.
weird, but like we'll do it.
That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the immensely capable individual that I know you to be, and better than that, a good friend.
Nomos, are you standing or sitting?
I'm standing.
I hug you.
Oh. He gives him a good hug back. You're covered in sand.
Huh?
You're covered in sand?
Oh yeah, I actually went back and got my ass beat a little bit more. They have a sand pit in like the middle of the temple, and you can just kind of punch people, I think, in it.
Do I just have the most boring temple?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he's
you
sitting in the corner and has been drawing this entire
do.
time.
Yeah, you do at the
Over
same time.
Armani,
Dark
over
is
your
also
shoulder,
here.
you hear Dark go, yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless. It is one thing to wander a place and then get the shit beaten out of you. It is another thing to willingly go back and learn from it. And that does make sense for the Armani that I know.
Thank you. Now I'm gonna go show this to Ivory because I said that I would on my way over here. I'm not gonna back down now. And I turn and go to the next room.
Okay,
Like,
you walk
Psyche,
into you and
Are
Psyche
you
holds out a
going
hand
to-
to stop you before you leave,
Yeah.
and then rips out another page of their sketchbook and hands it over to you, and it's another like fucking 40-second shitty little gesture drawing, but it's of you and Nomos hugging.
Oh.
Oh.
Please, I'm going to sob and scream.
They
and
don't say
shit.
anything, but they hand you the drawing.
Oh, good.
They take it and they smile at you and they fold it nicely and put it in their pocket and then continue to embarrass themselves willingly in front of Ivory.
Yeah.
We don't have to run through it, but I say they do the same thing of just like, look at this drawing. I got fucking my ass handed to me. Do with that what you will. I'm going to bed. That's basically the conversation.
I think I missed what the drawing is of.
So Psyche, when I was getting my ass beat by the priest, Psyche was drawing us. Like, drawing Armani getting like...
It's a drawing of
Getting the
Armani
ass beat?
getting face shoved into the fucking dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ivory, who was just like in burrito mode in the bed, just kind of like sits up in like a blanket log and just like
Just
grabs the
caterpillar.
paper and just stares at it. It's like, okay,
Ivory memorizing every
Ignite.
detail of Armani's grievous humiliation.
good night.
Keen mind, baby. I will remember this for a month in game time.
I forgot.
How beat up are you
It's
today?
either 1 month or 3 months.
Beat up today? I don't think as much as I was yesterday.
No,
I think
not
maybe
not as much. It was
maybe a
very
few
much a
days.
lot of
Okay.
directing it at Aylmar instead of Aylmar directing it at you.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, I think they just like unroll a little bit and give some blanket and they're just gonna stuff the paper in their bag? Question mark? Carefully.
I gave you this drawing, like, hey, look at this. And you go, cool, let me put it in my bag.
You check out this drawing that I got. Oh, cool.
It's a gift! It's mine
It's
now!
mine
You can't have it back!
No, I'm not gonna fight you on it. I'm gonna...
Well, obviously you might lose, but... Anyway, they fold it nicely and stick it in their
Monty
bag.
fucking decks Ivory into the bed. Their head
Therapy.
goes through the
I
fucking
don't say
headboard.
that.
I was gonna say, if the Twitch like layout would not be totally fucked up, I would have left the Discord call at that moment for comedic purposes. So I
Mhm.
pretend that I did.
Boom.
Yeah, I think they go to bed, and next day they come back, and I think it's just a straight shot at that point. Yes, Ivory. Yes.
Can
ma'am?
I follow you?
Yeah, you could also like ask to come, or you can just follow me.
Actually, no, yeah, can I roll an insight and see if you want to talk about it? Because if you don't, then I think I'm just gonna follow you.
Yeah, fucking roll insight.
say, is Floyd a vaguely
Okay,
threatening
the
cloud
19
to anyone
plus-
else, or just me?
Oh, what?
Oh no,
Just
is my
you.
video
No,
share?
they're normal
Just you.
for
Okay,
me.
cool.
Okay, sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
A 19 plus 5, 24.
I just rolled a 2, so I think that you can kind of see right through that.
Man, fucking Monty's been on it with like lying through their fucking teeth today.
Have I? Anyway, I'm on it with. It's really funny. I keep getting 20s and then 2s. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Anyway,
Perfectly
Yes, I do
balanced,
fucked
as
up.
all things should be.
it's all fucking things should be. I think Armani looks nervous but kind of resigned to like what they've decided to do. Maybe a bit excited about it. They seem like if you asked, like they would talk.
Yeah. Then I think like when you're getting like ready to go out,
Mhm.
Ivory is just, hey, do you mind if I like tag along? I have nothing else to do today other than I mean, set up that lunch, but
Oh yeah. I can't. Yeah, yeah. That's good.
okay.
Since
And
we rolled super fucking high on insight, I will just let you know that that little hesitation was Armani deciding they were gonna say, "Well, I might lose," and then they decided not to say that.
okay.
This exchange to me was just, I don't know why. The thing that I expected to come out of your mouth was, did you hear that the Party Rock is in the house tonight?
Oh god. Anyway.
Actually, Party Rock is
Anyway. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
So, you two are both headed towards the temple?
Yeah, when we get there, I'm just gonna like sit on the side and just be a little gay. That's all I want to do.
You can sit on the side and be a little gay during your partner's weird punchy therapy session.
Well, partner, hold on.
I know, not yet. Whatever.
It's more of like oh my gosh, Armani's so strong. Oh yeah, no, this is really interesting hearing all the things that help with fighting. Yeah. Wow, it's been 3 hours.
This is like going to like your friend's therapy session and just watching them, but every once in a while your friend just beats the shit out of the therapist. That's what this is.
Well, I mean, that
Yeah.
and the therapist beats the shit out of them. Because day 2 looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Day
They're
2 looks
training
different.
for shit. I got it.
Yeah, so day 2 looks a little bit different. And day 2 is, we've very loosely talked about the foundations of fighting more cleanly, fighting with more precision, fighting with more grace. What Aylmar wants to teach you after that point is applying those principles to the way that you already fight. He says that he basically is like, I have no interest in trying to change fundamentally the way that you fight. There's nothing wrong with fighting with fear or with anger. Like I said, it's a motivator. We have it for a reason. It shouldn't exhaust you, though, and it shouldn't weaken you. That's what there's to be fixed. It's not that the way that you fight is something to be ashamed of or something that's bad. It's just something that needs to be refined. And working on applying those things that we learned yesterday to the way that you fight properly is the way that you're going to be able to clean up that sloppy as fuck right hook. So, and he breaks it down. And what he does today, I'd like, can I just get a roll from you on your general vibe, performance, and punching today?
Okay, come on. 19.
Nice!
Holy shit.
All right.
Nice one, crack, I think. It's
So, you are doing very well in terms of accuracy and absorbing what was learned yesterday. It's a similar setup to yesterday, for the first half of you learning. But instead of it being the issue of you punch and you start to get angry and he just cuts it off completely, you punch and you start to get angry and you realize you're you can give into it. And he starts goading you on like he was before, kind of trying to encourage you to rage. Will you?
The 19, I'm gonna say no. I think they have the restraint to hold back from that.
He's gonna keep goading you until you snap.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm well aware.
How long?
Yeah.
How long does it take?
I'm gonna roll a d20 for this one, just because like it really I think is
Because over time he starts to like fight dirty on that front. Like he pulls into. Saw you walked into
Pocket
your friend
sand.
today. You're here to. You're ready to get your ass beat in front of your friend over there. Looks like they're making doe eyes at you. And like fully just like they are going at
So
it.
fucking funny that everyone in the Aldrithe universe thinks that they're together except for the fucking two of them.
It does refer to them
Armani,
as
they
their
are
friend.
really good friends, Auxilium.
They do refer to them as their friend, but it's very much I bet that friend looks up to you, huh? With the way that they're looking at you right now. Are you ready to get your ass beat in front of them? Is that what you want? And like pulling in Ivory, he's starting to do those digs again. How long does it take?
Yeah.
What was your roll? What are you looking at?
roll a 5.
Yeah?
So not very long.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5 minutes is realistic, honestly.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes, they go into that rage, and I think that they try to grab for Elmar, and it's like definitely different than the other. Because I think like so far they've been just like punching, and I think I think it's like a grab almost for some reason.
Yeah.
That friend of yours is giving you doe eye.
Exactly.
You go for the grab, and and Elmar stops. And he does what mechanically I'm going to explain as a DM. Mechanically,
Sure.
he is maintaining your rage for you. Because in order to maintain a rage, as every round goes on, even if you're not actively attacking, you either have to actively attack or take damage. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna help you maintain your rage by just doing single points of damage. And once you have entered that rage, he stops goading you. And he's just, good, focus on that. Focus on the feeling, and I want you to narrow it in. And, like, when he does that, he punches you. It's not very hard, but he punches you. And this is gonna, mechanically, as a DM, maintain your rage. Unless you forcibly drop it. But that is the goal that he is trying to do. And he's going to be, okay, good. Now focus on that. And I want you to tunnel vision. I want you to focus. Think about a target. Pick a target.
I punch him right in the nose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you following a way that he taught you to do it?
I assume, yeah. Or I'm trying to, at least.
Because you can try to just do it wild, or you can try to target.
Roll a 13, I think there is an effort put in there.
Yeah. It's good. We can work on that. I know it's a lot. I know it's overwhelming. It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. Who are you angry at? Fast.
I don't think Armani can speak very well when they're raging.
Yeah.
So I think it's just another frustrated yell and then another try to punch to hit.
Fair enough. Good. That works. Are you doing it wildly, or are you trying to target?
I think more wildly.
Okay. Can you roll real quick?
Yes, I can. 10.
10. Okay. So you try to punch wildly, and this time he catches your hand again. He goes, I know you can do better than that. You are better than that. And he's gonna punch you to maintain that. How do you react to that?
I think another hit back.
Targeted or
And-
wild?
Rolled a 20. That's targeted at
Targeted at
shit.
shit?
Baby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, with another fucking nat 20. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what the fuck my dice are on today.
There's
It
something
is
in the water
wild.
with your dice. Yeah,
There's
this
something-
time there is something about it. There's something that clicks. You're not sure what it is. It's not life-changing. It's not an entire change to your scope. But there's something that clicks into place. And you deal with tunnel vision while you rage. It's bit you in the ass before. But instead of it becoming the kind of tunnel vision where you have blinders, where you can be taken off guard, there's something that clicks into place, and it's like, God, it's like your veins are like a light full of electricity, and you feel just, there is so much focus in the way that you just punch forward, and it feels better. It feels more natural. The way that you punch always pulls a weird muscle, and the way that you punch this time feels a lot better as you just fucking, again, you keep getting this poor guy's jaw, and he's like, ugh, God, good. Good, very good. And he sits there and he punches you again to maintain it, and he's like, again, go. Do you punch him again?
Yeah, I fucking keep going. I got a different dice because I felt bad that I was rolling so well.
You are allowed to roll this with advantage.
Okay, I'll see. That's a 14. I'll take that.
Okay. Yeah, 14. I mean, I would like you to roll it with advantage.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I rolled 14 both times.
Nice. Okay.
So I guess I rolled a 14.
Yeah, you rolled a 14, and this time it's a little less exact. Aelmar is still a better fighter than you, and he manages to deflect it again, but you maintain the focus. High enough roll, you maintain the focus. It's exhilarating. It's the idea of finally, it is strange to feel that energy racing through your very bones and not have, you're finally controlling it, and it's not controlling you. And this time he doesn't punch you, and this time he steps back and then, like, gently takes you by the forearms, because he's no longer maintaining your rage, and that's probably gonna hit you hard when you drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you drop your rage, and because he's not letting you attack him, he stops. He is not attacking you, and a moment later, you just, the inertia, you lose it, and it kind of comes crashing down, and you deflate slightly. And you're still very tired, but it isn't the kind of bone-deep exhaustion that it always is. It's just tired. And Aelmar just kind of gently, like, squeezes your upper arms.
Gives me shaky babies.
Yeah, little tiny shake, but it's not it is as he, like, gently takes you by the upper arms and is like, good. Good. You did good.
Thank you.
You feel that? That's what you're looking for. That's what happens when you can pull that in. That was the cleanest I've ever seen that hit from you, and it still hurt. You did good. You are capable of this. You do not have to let that control you. Fear is a gift, but it is a tool. Use it. Do not let it use you. You will always be able to do that. If you focus, if you target, if you fight with grace, instead of flying at things wildly, you can control it. You are not defined by it. You are defined by what you want your fighting style to be defined by. You are defined what you want to be by what you want to be defined by. Do you understand?
Yes.
You fought, and you did not let it control you. And you can do that again, and you will do that again. But for now, you're going to sit. And we're going to breathe.
Yeah, their knees basically buckle as soon as they say you can
And
say.
yeah,
Vakalen.
why do I keep calling him Vakalen? He's not.
I don't know. It really was
The god himself.
Aylmar kind of, it's
I
because I
am
got
but
my
an
notes.
object through which my god acts.
Aylmar still kind of helping, still kind of holding, kind of make sure you don't, like, it collapse like a fucking sack of potatoes. But, and just kind of sits down across from you and is like, and we're just going to breathe for a few minutes.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And while you're at it, do some thinking. Think again about what you're afraid of. And think about how it felt for it not to control you. Because you'll need to hold on to that feeling for when I'm not here to guide you. Now you stay here, I'm going to get up. And Aylmar sits up and kind of leaves you to sit and kind of decompress. By this time, when did you get there on the second day?
I would say I came a bit earlier than I did last time, so maybe around like 1 or 2. I'll say like 1, yeah.
You weren't aware how long you had been going at the kind of beginner drills and then focusing in until you close your eyes and you focus on breathing, and when you open it again, it's like distinctly a bit darker in there.
Oh no.
You weren't asleep. Time just kind of flew a little bit.
Mine was just...
Yeah, I mean, kind of. But it gives you a
like
moment
a little
to...
puddle of drool on the floor.
It gives you a moment to just breathe
there.
and focus on the shape, the feeling of your breath moving through your body, focusing on that sharp, focused in feeling that you got from being able to just control it. Not in a way where it's restraining it, you realize. It wasn't... When you think about control, your brain immediately goes to restriction and suppression. But reflecting on it, it wasn't suppression. You were still letting it run. It was a tool. And it's strange to think of it that way. And by the time you open your eyes again, Aylmar is sitting in front of you again. And he just kind of goes, I don't know what time you're leaving tomorrow. Are you planning on coming back in the morning? Because you've already done a lot today.
Leaving tomorrow?
What?
What time are we leaving tomorrow?
Boat leaves at 1, so at the latest, you should probably get out of there by noon.
Yeah, you gotta go 2 hours early so you can make your way through TSA.
Yeah, you gotta get through customs and security.
And then sit at the gate for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, just in case. And hey, if you get there early, then you can
okay,
hang
it's
out
okay.
like, for an hour
Though
or 2.
Ivory paid for TSA pre-checks, was okay.
Okay, cool.
Oh, shit, okay. That's why it was so expensive.
Yeah, that's...
TSA, they are up.
I don't think I'll be able to tomorrow. Leave kind of early. Might stop by, but I don't know if I'm ready for a whole drill.
That's fair.
Like, why?
Have a nice journey.
They kind of reach into that pocket that they kind of have, the little bag they have at their waist. And they kind of reach out and they pull out a piece of paper. And they hold it out and they go, I took some notes. Things you might want to remember. Obviously, if you're going to continue working on this, which I hope you are, and he gives a very pointed look, I can't be there to make sure that you're still doing it right, but here are the most important bits. As well as a couple suggestions for things you can do to work on it in the future. I don't know if you've ever done a lot of meditating before.
No.
It starts with something as... No, go ahead.
I mean, I've heard that meditating helps, and so I try to do it, but it doesn't really just feels like sitting there.
Yeah. I mean, that's at its core what it is. But sitting there and breathing and focusing on that breath and what you feel, what you just did, that's a start. And I wrote some tips on some other ways to look at it too. So, I think that might help you focus some things in as well. And they kind of hand that over. And then a moment later, they go, and I have one last thing, because I don't want to push you too far. These things need to be taken in pieces. And so I don't want to do anything more today, even though I could probably work a little bit longer. I won't. So, as either a reminder or something to use going forward. And he reaches into his bag and he hands you the piece of metal that you tried to pull off of the altar.
I knew this bitch ass was gonna give me back the fucking metal.
It's a good piece of
They
steel.
kind of glare. They glare at it for a second, and then they like kind of begrudgingly take it. I'm tempted to just put this right back on the altar, but I don't think you'll let me.
You can if you really want to. It's your choice. But it's a gift.
I guess it'd be rude to toss away a gift. at the
Yes.
moment.
It would.
Yeah.
Keep it as a reminder or turn it into a blade or something. Like I said, it looks like good steel, but I'm not the person that would usually be able to figure that out. It's yours. Do what you want with it. But
Does that face you in? Hello?
Just good story work. Good story work. Forging something from the temple into.
I know, I'm laying the roots. I'm laying the roots.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Listen,
love
we're
you.
You're going back to the
You're
family
such a
that
good
has
dungeon
a small
master.
blacksmithing business. Listen.
Exactly.
God, Nomos needs to find a good. I after the whole like, man, my worship is just boring, or oh man, my worship just isn't great. Nomos might just find his fucking statue and then wait by it until someone shows up, and he's gonna pray that they're a good fucking person. Ewan, want to do that. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but God, I want to meet one Elmet worshiper that isn't like directly or indirectly a murderer.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they hand that over to you and go, like I said, I don't want to push you too hard, but so I won't teach you anything more. That's your 2 days of foundation. I know you can work with it. And I'm proud of you, for the record. You've done very well. I've given you shit in order to piss you off, but you've done very well.
Thank you. I wish I could stay longer.
Well, change is inevitable.
If I'm ever in town, I'll try to find you.
Fair enough. I work here, so it's pretty easy to find me here. Though you won't usually find me here after the sun sets, just because you know I do have a life, but I'll be here. And depending on when you come back, I should be able to see where you're at and see if I can help clean up some stuff that you let go.
You say when, not if. I mean, I have a life.
Touche.
Yeah. And I think they start to leave after that. Kind of leave it there.
Goodbye, Armani. Good luck.
You too? No. And then they just leave.
Yeah. I assume you take Ivory with you, who, have you been sitting there all day, Ivory?
I was actually gonna say, by the time that they went into that first rage and then they like calmed down and like they got it, Ivory just kind of like realized like, hey, this is like, they're good, they're gonna be fine here, and they just kind of like silently left.
Fair enough.
And they just went back to the tavern.
Okay. And you all can make your way back.
I think they as Armani leaves, they notice that like Ivory's in there and like assumes like, yeah, they're probably home, and if they're not, then I'll like
Maybe
I'll
I
get a
maybe
search
I
party.
gave like a little peace sign to the guy whose name I keep forgetting and
Almar.
you keep
Elmar.
mistaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michaela.
Vacaelan,
Not
of course.
Vacaelan.
I just give like a little peace sign. I'm like, hey, I'm
You do a
out,
piece under
so
the
that
statue.
Yeah, they probably,
Yeah.
when you did that, probably, like, drew Armani's attention to it.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
Watching my friend get beat up for multiple hours a day is great and all, but I gotta go plan a lunch date.
Man, getting beat up was poggers. I've got to go tell the whole Lord 5 minutes.
Wow, babe, watching you get beaten up by a priest was poggers. I'm gonna go plan a lunch date now.
Either way.
very very cool, very cool. I'm gonna go make a picnic for us. Don't worry about it.
Alright. You go plan your picnic, and Armani, is there anything you do that night referencing what has happened, or are you good on that front?
I think they go to Psyche, actually. And they're holding the piece of steel, and they go, I think this would look better as like an earring, like a ring, like a necklace.
It is just a hunk of metal, for reference.
Cool.
No, I
In
know.
my brain, it had always been this like 1.5 by 1.5 near perfect cube, and this really threw me for a loop. What does the hunk of metal look like?
It's
It's a
more,
good question, actually. I didn't ask.
it's more of a, it's a little bit bigger than, like, that. I'd say it's about yay long, maybe a little bit longer. It's longer, but slightly thinner. It's not thin, it's about yay thick, probably, but it's gonna be probably, like, dimensions, and then with this being a square on the end. It's a little bit longer, it's not just a cube.
So like kind of a little bit smaller than, but vaguely railroad spikes.
Yeah,
Size
it's
and shape.
Railroad Spike-esque.
Yeah. Oh, gay people railroad spike bracelet. So he just sort of looks at it and goes, say necklace? It's kind of big. Honestly, I would just hold it.
Oh, I mean, I meant like I was gonna make part of it into something. I wasn't gonna just wrap this whole thing like in my ear. That wasn't the
Oh,
plan.
okay, cool. Well, if you're gonna like take pieces off of it, then you could probably do like earrings and a necklace, or like you could make things match if you're a fan of that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thanks to the input.
Where'd you get the weird metal?
Well, the priest gave it to me after I tried to steal it from him.
Cool.
Yeah, so, I guess if you take all the middle steps, I did steal it from Helen's temple, so actually, I did what I set out to do from the very beginning.
Psyche
Come on.
tries to reach up and pat you on the head, but is too short, so stands up on the mattress and then pats you on the head
But I love that, yeah.
and just says, "We'll make a criminal out of you yet."
Maybe.
Anyway,
You
did
know,
you have
Ivory's
fun
already the thief.
Yeah. You gotta
You
get
have fun, like,
titles, the thief, the
getting your
whatever.
ass beat repeatedly?
No.
But
We
yes.
got the thief, we got the
pawn,
weapon.
the weapon.
The
the
thief,
pawn,
the pawn, the
and-
weapon. I would say the rogue, but that doesn't work.
And
as a
Tom
synonym
Cruise's
for thief,
nephew.
Well, the thing
but
is, Ivory has canonically been referred to as the
the
thief.
Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's like a thing.
Yeah, no, you were known by a cult as the thief.
You
You're known
have
by a couple cults as a
Armani.
thief.
You
I have a
have been the
title.
angel. Armani, you've been the angel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's true.
Either
Yeah.
way, secondary titles aside, on day 3, you guys can have a brunch. like a
Yeah,
invited
a
to
nice
brunch.
early brunch.
that would be the entire group plus all of the
Except
contract warheads except
Chiron.
Chiron.
Love that so much. Thank you.
God, I feel so bad for Nomos fucking Skyrim animationing in a room for 2 days. Like, I couldn't think of anything for
That's
me.
fair.
When
Like,
Ivory
too
came
much
back, No, when Ivory came back early, they were like packing up food and stuff, and like took you shopping to get some stuff that'll make us not get scurvy, and tried to find things that you would like. So you had to come.
Could we get pickled cabbage?
That's disgusting. What are you
Just
going
the
to
whole
make
cabbage?
with it?
Just to eat.
The world's worst coleslaw.
By itself?
Yeah, that's what sauerkraut is. Sauerkraut was made to be eaten on ships to prevent scurvy.
Yeah, no, I think Ivory is just judging you. Like, I don't think it's
Yeah,
that. I
no,
think
that's-
Ivory is
I-
just judging
here's
you.
the thing.
Most
Nothing
flavorful thing that Nomos has ever expressed liking for. You're gonna judge him for it?
Yes.
Ivory just doesn't like brine things, I think.
Yeah. Wait,
and they
does,
just kinda-
does Ivory have the same reaction to brined things as cats have to cucumbers?
Yes, they do.
What is that reaction?
Vertical leap.
To jump in fear.
Yeah, absolute nutter because it looks like a snake.
Just. It's so good. Oh, it's
Um,
so beautiful.
Here's a fun fact, Spear Waddle Dee. I don't think Ivory likes coleslaw.
Damn.
But you know who really in real life doesn't like coleslaw?
Floyd, coward.
Floyd.
I like
need,
coleslaw.
I need you all to know, anyone who is watching stream right now, every single time in my life that I eat coleslaw, I send a video to Floyd of me eating coleslaw going,
yummy,
yummy
yummy
coleslaw.
coleslaw.
We
And I've
harassed
gotten
the
my
Floyd
entire
person.
family in on it.
It's wonderful.
I think we can go grocery shopping for things that will prevent scurvy, which I think Nomos didn't know. was a thing, but just avoided
Psyche
it
gets
because-
one singular fruit and hates it the whole time.
Yeah.
No, Ivory for you gets you know the like fruit roll up ones that are like the natural kind that are
You can do
Yeah,
you can
they
do what
get
I
some
do,
like that.
which
Fruit
is
leather,
cheat and
natural
get the fruit
fruit
cups that
leather.
don't actually taste
You got
like fruit.
you got fruit leather.
Yeah.
yeah. Except it's like homemade and not perfectly shaped because it's from the market and some person just like dried out some
It's
fruit.
probably
and
not
stuff.
bad, you know.
No, it's probably not. It's fucking
Yeah.
delicious. But they find something that tastes like candy for you, pretty much.
Yeah. Either way, you get your candy fruit. You load up on a couple different anti-scurvy things.
I will say I do ask. Okay. So I heard about this thing called scurvy.
Sorry, what?
I heard about this thing called scurvy. Have you guys heard of scurvy?
Oh yeah, no, I got stuff to like not get scurvy. We're good.
Is it fruit?
Here, hold on. I
I-
don't tell
I
you what
have
it is, and
pickled
I just
cabbage.
hand you a piece of the fruit leather.
And
Can I
if
roll
the
to
fruit
see
isn't
if
your
I like
thing,
the fruit leather?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
You can. You can
That's
also
an
change
11.
it.
It's fine.
Fine is enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
also like if you're not a fan of sweet things, I know that you belittle me for my limited palate, but this is a veritable treasure trove of snacking for me. It's right next to
that
the,
is
the- the-
disgusting.
It's right next to the trail mix bag that's just
Okay.
walnuts. After you,
I'm
after
also
you
gonna
finish
I'm
everything
gonna
else in the
try
trail
it
mix
for
bag.
fun, and I'm gonna roll to see if Psyche likes it and if it runs in the family.
Sauerkraut?
That's a 9. I do not care for it. I
Psyche
think
does
it's
not like
fine,
sauerkraut.
but like,
It's the experience of the only one in the friend group that likes that food.
yeah,
I love sauerkraut. Ewan loves
you
sauerkraut.
are crazy.
Okay, so now Ewan gets to feel
So
how Nomos feels
now-
right now.
Yeah.
Wrong is how they feel.
I get to feel how Nomos feels a lot in this party.
Oh,
I
bud.
love you.
But so everyone knows, Ewan does know how to cook.
Yes,
They're the
Ewan
one
can cook.
writing the cookbook.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna make soup right before this. I was gonna make like the prancing pony, onion, and potato soup from the Lord of the Rings. And it's
Ooh,
all
nice.
chopped up and ready in my
Sounds
kitchen
so
right
good.
now.
Nice.
But yes,
We get our
Noah's going
food.
on a walk, so he's not idle animation.
Yeah,
for,
fair enough.
For 2
You guys
days.
can
So
go.
straight.
curvy.
You go shopping. You
Go-
get the potion of
go roll with the
anti-scurvy,
crown.
which is just fruit leather.
Yeah.
You otherwise go on some walks, idle animation a bit, call your partner, that kind of thing.
Pray I don't run into Kyron.
Pray you don't run into Kyron. You want to roll?
Pray
to
Kyron
see if
doesn't
you
run
don't
into me.
You want to roll to see if you don't run into Kyron?
I'll roll to see if I run into Kyron. Sure.
Roll for it.
That's cocky. Thought that was a 1. It's a 7. But
You better be grateful that wasn't
I see
a 1.
someone who I think is Kyron. I was like,
No, that is exactly what happens. You see someone that you think is Kyron, and like your heart fucking drops, and then you're like,
I'm orbiting
Never
the
mind,
statue of
it's just
Elmet
some
just
guy.
in case, like,
Just in case.
Kyron fucking goes for it.
God, you sit at the statue of Elnet like you think Kyron's gonna do a hit.
Yeah, I'm just sitting, waiting. I have my big cloak pulled over me.
God.
Nomos has a haircut and a beard now. He's a little less recognizable.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably not. They probably can smell him on the wind.
Either way,
Smells like justice and cabbage.
you
Fermented cabbage.
Batman? Either way, you make your way, through the rest of this time, doing some shopping, doing some downtime, having some me time, and you get to have your brunch with the contract warheads minus Kyron, which is a generally enjoyable experience. It is very funny because, like, y'all that had the incident TM with Zopu in the hallway with the bathroom, that was like the most words you had ever heard out of Zopu. Whenever Chant is around, Zopu just does not talk. Because Chant just talks for Zopu. And it's not, it is kind of a talks enough for the both of them, but also just like, Zopu doesn't like to talk, and so whenever Chant is there, it's just a matter of Zopu, like, looks at Chant, and Chant's like, oh, and Zopu thinks that, like, if you go at it this way, like, it's like telepathic communication. You're pretty sure they're not actually telepathically communicating, but honestly, you're not 100% sure. Whereas Alden...
They have brain cell to brain cell communication.
Alban is, I always say Alden, that's a last name. Alban, first name, is,
Alden, Sawyer Alden,
I know,
the
you
man
brought him
who
up
interrogated me in Targrave.
Yeah, no, Alban is, a little bit awkward as usual throughout the conversation. You see again the dynamic that you recognize from before with Armani and Alban kind of mirroring each other in terms of awkwardness. And there's this kind of a bond there. But otherwise, I'd say overall it's a generally good experience. Kyron doesn't crash the party. I rolled for it. Kyron does not arrive.
God, what if
rolls.
abjure enemy? While I hold them, everyone else finds a new place to eat.
Kyron arriving like full Maleficent style, like, and I didn't get an invite.
Dreadful manners, I know.
Dreadful. Sorry to come in through the window.
Cast invisibility on all of us, and we leave.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Kyron does not show up, so you don't have to worry about that. And is there anything else you want to do in Diara before you head for your boat?
Can we have sold some shit? I think some
Yeah,
of us
sure.
just
What
have enough.
are you selling?
Yeah. Let's see if we can make some secondhand cash.
The main thing that I have that I just don't fucking use, is where is it? I think it's my Yickelwa.
Okay.
Yes.
The fuck with this?
Shitty Yickelwa.
Here's the thing. I have thieves' tools, and I've never used them. But I'm gonna sell them, and then one day we're gonna fucking need them, and I'm gonna
I have one thing I could sell, but I don't think I can physically sell it.
Ewan, I will use
It's
the
the knife, yeah.
I will give them to you. You have thieves' tools now.
Thank you.
Do we think that we'll still need the big winter clothes while we're out on the sea going to a tropical climate?
We should probably keep them because months exist and years exist.
Well, remember that some areas of the world do not experience seasons the same way.
That is true.
Remember, we're close to the equator.
However, I think it's good to just be prepared for weather, and we have 2 sets of clothes. I think we can.
That's
just
one more than you
Plotting a
need.
blizzard in their evil little head as we're discussing whether to sell.
Yeah, no.
Look, if you give up your winter clothes, I should be able to take advantage of the weakness.
We're keeping the clothes.
I just have some stuff on me that I don't need, like a fucking hammer.
I have I have 4 javelins that I haven't used in like the whole year that I've played Armani.
You used it fighting the
Curious.
contract warhead.
You also used it to catch Curious George.
Yeah, the only time I remember it was catching Curious George. I don't remember using it for anything else.
You used it against Alden. No. No, you didn't. I thought Alden was flying. You were the one who flew.
How about this? We just say that we go sell things, and we can text Vari what we sell, because some of these things.
I'm looking at the prices of all the stuff you've sent me as well, and you guys will get a couple gold out of these things.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
You sell it and it loses half.
I just don't want to hold on to it any longer.
So like, go ahead.
Say,
if you text me, I'll tell you like an exact amount that you get back. But like,
thank you.
It's not
I will
gonna be
say,
much.
I was looking through my inventory and I did realize, I still have my bars of soap. And I think Nomos has been wanting an occasion to work on it, and I think he keeps meaning to ask Psyche, but Psyche is out at the temple and he doesn't want to get in the way of that. And I think one of the days he does use his boot dagger and tries to carve the soap into something reminiscent of a shape that is recognizable. Maybe I'm trying to think, because it's like a bar. This one he'll try to make a silhouette of a dog. Can you try to make a silhouette
Sure,
of
make a
of
dexterity
dog?
check.
Oh no. The dexterity is my worst stat.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
It is my worst stat.
Paladin
Is a
syndrome.
12. But that is not bad. That is a 13 plus 1, 14.
That's dog shaped. It's dog shaped.
I'm glad that no one's got a passable grade at a kindergarten art project.
Yeah, that's a solid C. Like, it's, you know.
It's got 4 legs and a head.
It's got 4
Tail,
legs and a head.
questionable.
The
Well, it's a
tail
profile,
got a little...
so it has 2 legs.
Oh, it has 2. Oh, it's a profile. Yeah, that might be a nose, sure. The ears are a little lopsided, but you know what? Some dogs are like that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's...
Every day Nomos tries art, he is more and more discouraged.
Nomos has to learn to accept failure first before he can do anything with art.
Yeah.
No, he can't.
Yeah,
But-
I know this great priest you should talk to.
Yeah, you might have heard of him. His name is definitely not Vicalen.
I show up, I 3rd level divine smite, one-shot him with a punch, and I leave. I don't accept failure. I came, I saw, I conquered, and I leave.
God.
Oh my god.
Yes, yes, Ivory?
I'm not gonna make this a habit, and also, if I get like if I could do like an insight on the entire city just to see if this is a good idea at all,
The fear in
could I
Bobby's
sell
eyes.
some shrooms for some extra pocket cash?
Okay,
How many people
there's
in
a
the fucking
lot
tavern
to
that we're
unpack there.
staying in?
There is so much to unpack there. The answer is almost absolutely not, unless you would like to figure out what the fuck is going on with Zopu's crowd.
That was the answer I thought I would get. Okay. I think I will not. I think I do offer a few at the lunch though. Just to like whoever.
I thought you were gonna say
Like I hold them out for like Armani, and then like I'm not doing it slyly, so if anyone else wants them, they can just be like, what are those?
Dark does
Armani
steal some.
just pops it in the mouth like
Amazing.
popcorn because again, it doesn't affect them.
Immune. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Fey
The
mushrooms don't affect them.
desire to try again is so strong every once in a while. But
we're not driving.
Diara. I don't feel like doing shrooms right now because I want to leave Diara.
Yeah. That's fair.
Very fair.
So each of you has your brunch, gets things together. Last call for activities before getting on the boat. Okay? You all make your way to the docks. When you picked up your tickets, and you did get, like, actual physical, like, tickets, when you got your tickets, you were told to go to a certain area on the docks where you could be let on. And when you do get there, you find a decently sized boat. I'm bad at describing boats. I meant to get better at it before this session, and then I didn't, so a heads up on that one. It's a decently sized boat with a couple different levels to it. It seems to be built less for speed or like, the word that's coming to mind is endurance, less for speed and strength, like for like a fighter or like a boat that you would do fights on. It's not a pirate ship, anything like that. This is definitely on the side of a leisure boat rather than like an actual like
comfort and longevity.
Yeah, comfort and longevity as opposed to like speed or resilience or things like that. You make your way there, and do you guys get there on time?
Yes.
Early.
I sure fucking hope we do.
How early?
This
are we
is
talking?
Nomos and
I think
Armani.
enough
We're
of-
getting there early.
Yeah.
We have someone whose brain is a clock and at least 2 people with anxiety.
Yeah.
At least.
Pretty much the whole
I don't know what
party, I
Nomos
think, at
is.
this point.
You make your way there.
He ain't okay.
And I honestly, as the DM, not doing a big like word picture or anything, I'm gonna say that the boat, you can kind of think of it as like the world's worst cruise ship. So it's gonna have like a mess hall area, it has like a lounge area, and it has rooms, and you can go up on the deck to sit, and that's it. It doesn't have.
That's just what being on a boat that isn't a cruise ship is like.
I know. I had a but on the sentence, but all of these
sorry.
things are advertised as like luxury, as
Oh, no.
going in comfort. And so this is a very plain boat experience.
Look at the
Just
0-star on Yelp.
it's a normal boat experience, but larger, but also they're trying to pitch it like a cruise ship, and it's really not working. And you catch on to that kind of the second you get there. Because you came early, you are not trying to sorry, there we go. I had to fix that. Gotta start that sentence over for the 3rd time. I'm very sorry. Since you're getting there early, you don't have to worry about trying to like cram in at the last minute or having to worry about them leaving without you or whatever. You get there with a good amount of time to spare, and you find the person who's kind of taking tickets, and you could just pass yours over really quickly. The person informs you that that just kind of like general ground rules of the boat, like don't climb on shit, no open flame, if like looks at Ivory,
Ah!
no
I
open
don't
flame.
have to spell the entire time I'm
I
on
do
this
not think
goddamn
this is
boat.
funny.
Yeah, no open flame, don't climb on shit, don't disturb the crew. And if you have any questions about things that are going on that need, if something is wrong and it needs to be brought to the captain's attention, they tell you that the captain's is Peya's Starry Eyes, who is a Leonin, and he's pretty distinctive if you need to find him.
Did you say Leonin?
Yeah.
Yes!
Gods. Oh my gods.
Man, you just put a character who is a lion person named Peya's Starry Eyes in this
Yeah.
fucking campaign?
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. What's the name?
Mhairi,
What?
is this one of the Dilfs?
This is DILF number 1.
Good.
Ooh.
Oh, there are 2?
There are 2. There are 2 on this boat. I just put the
Can I roll
spelling
investigation to find the other one?
check. I'm gonna give you a little introduction of the people as they get on the boat and as you find them. So you'll find the other ones as you figure out who you're finding stuff with. But you're told the name of the captain and said that you can find him if something goes wrong. And because you're early, you are just directed to kind of go ahead and go to your rooms. And they're like, in order to just kind of give everybody the rundown in the same space, after the boat leaves, then everybody kind of head to the mess hall area so there can be kind of like a meeting, lay the ground rules, whatever, and then you're kind of on your own. There are 2 rooms available for each of you. It's a similar setup to how it usually is. because you guys were like the last ones to buy tickets on this boat. Well, you got there early. You kind of get the last pick of rooms. So it's 2 people to a room. I'm going to be nice and let you decide what the bed situation in those rooms look like independently. I'm leaving that up to you.
My brain is saying that this is a
bunks.
ship and it's individual beds.
I do think it's cots. It's cots, probably.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
cots.
let you be nice.
Cots or
I love bunk
bunks?
beds so much.
Like the the big canvas sheets that just hang in sets of 1 and 2.
Little hammock things.
Like, hammocks that are hammocks, but they're just canvas sheets, like sail material.
Yeah, I feel like that would scan for a place trying to market itself as a cruise ship when it's absolutely not.
Yeah. I honestly say that you might have a little bit more than bunk beds. I mean, a little bit more than hammocks, so I might say bunk bed cots, if that's what you're looking for.
Ivory.
So fucking bottom jokes. Let's fucking go.
Oh god.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Ivory is gonna take the top bunk of whatever bunk.
Okay. You take the top bunk. Is it the Armani rooming situation? Is that what we're doing? We have Solus is in one and Armani in the other?
Switch it up.
I don't know, do we want to switch it up?
You guys want to switch it up?
Do you want to put a short person on the bottom bunk? Psyche, do you want to go on under the bed and not hit your head on it?
I'd be for whatever.
I'd be down for the Marshall gang.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll switch it up
You
for a
can tell
bit.
me about like the therapy that you got.
Yeah, I was
from
gonna
your
say
priest,
y'all
but I can
need
tell you about the
therapy.
that I was supposed to
Ivory and
get.
I can do shrooms on the boat with Ivory.
Yeah.
I would not
That sounds like an
recommend that.
awful experience.
That's gonna be horrible. I'm so excited.
We
But
can
you'll
have
do
the
that
fighters
later.
and the psychedelics.
Yeah. So the fighters and the psychedelics are gonna be the split here.
That's our 2 groups.
The fighters and the psychedelics.
This is line down the center.
How the friend group breakdown would work.
Either way.
Out of your friends, which are you?
That's gonna have Nomos and Armani in one room with the bunk, and then Ivory and Psyche in the other room with the bunk. It's solidly average quality. It's nothing to write home about. There's not much more to say about it, but you guys can put down your stuff. And I figure you guys can just wait in your rooms until they call everybody, or what's the plan there?
I mean,
What's the name of the boat?
Oh, that's right. Boats have names.
I asked that earlier because I went pay us Starry Eyes, captain of the. What is the name of this fine ship? A Lady of the Sea.
Naming boats is such a unique experience, honestly. It's important that a lot of time and personal
masted
thought
main
goes into sure.
Leonin joke.
Sure. What did we say? The masted main?
The masted main.
That sounds like a joke of some kind.
It does, and that's why I like it.
what's all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Main lion. Mast.
Yeah.
Thing that
No,
makes
I
the
feel
boat.
like there's a euphemism in here somewhere, and I love
Yes.
it, so that's
no,
why it's staying.
the joke is that the word
Well,
mast.
it's that
At full mast.
It's that the mast stands.
No. Stop it. Stop.
Stop it.
We have intelligent viewers. They got it. We got it.
But you all are on the masted main, and why did I agree to this?
I mean, it wasn't originally a euphemism.
I know,
It
but now
became
we've
a
gone too
euphemism
far.
when you said it.
Now
Yeah.
it is, though.
Either way,
Yes.
that's where we're at now. And each of you can kind of get settled in your rooms until eventually you feel the boat begin to move. And you remember your instructions.
Oh.
Yeah, how's that feel for some of y'all?
Nomos is great with heights.
Bad.
He cannot handle fucking boats.
I don't know how I am. Based on how I was last time, I should probably be fine. Like, probably vaguely seasick, but fine.
Okay. Yeah, Nomos is having a rough time recovering. Psyche's trying to roll with the punches. Armani, Ivory, how we feeling?
I'm gonna roll for it.
Yeah, no, let's see how they adjust just the first day.
Yeah, that's a 17. I think that's
That's
yeah, not awful.
what would I add to a seasickness roll?
Constitution.
Oh,
Yeah, Constitution.
Constitution.
11.
I rolled a 22.
Damn, Armani's doing
Really
great.
Damn.
Money is sea
Money
legs.
is living for the pirate arc.
Armani takes 1 day with a monk and now has no problems ever in their life. Sorry, 2 days with a monk.
I thought you were Among Us.
A monk. I.
You're good.
Ivory?
Call right now.
Ivory.
I got an 11, so I think I'm nauseous, not sick.
Yeah,
I just
like,
don't
you're
feel
making
good.
it through. Did I kill Ewan?
I'm hiding in shame.
Good. Power.
You all are kind of taking it with I'm creating a scale here basically from Nomos to Armani, about how well people are taking it. Is everybody gonna go to the big kind of roundup for everybody? The rundown.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys make your way through the ship and towards the central area that acts as the mess hall. There's a couple tables set up. You guys actually get there a little bit early, and so conveniently for the plot, you get to watch everybody walk in. And first who arrives is a someone who could only be the captain. First of all, Lannon are rare, so you probably don't expect more than one of them on the boat anyway, but also could not less obviously be a captain. Like, they're wearing, like, he's wearing, like, a big, long coat that, like, with wide shoulders, kind of, like, gold gilding down the side. It's this rich red color, and he carries, like, this air of authority around him. And he doesn't seem interested in talking, but he seems to be, but he kind of sits on the other side of the room to you guys, and seems to kind of be composing himself and things like that. A few moments later, two Aarakocra actually walk in. They are walking slowly, kind of carefully, and you realize after a few minutes, oh, they're old. These are Aarakocra elders that are sticking quite close to each other, seeming to be kind of like cooing back and forth at each other in Orin. And which I don't think any of you speak the bird language. So you're not sure what's happening there, but they are talking back and forth to each other until they kind of notice you, and one of them like gently waves before they make their way to their seat. Next is a kind of, I don't know how to describe them. You see someone who looks part human, but also with a bunch of kind of weird bird traits. They are mostly human with red hair. They've got dark coal like smeared over their face in makeup, and kind of these dark red kind of like robes. They look like they're good for movement, but they have these kind of like slightly beady eyes, and they have genuinely just crow's wings resting against their back. This seems like they have like a dagger at their belt. They're wearing a good couple rings and stuff, and they just kind of acknowledge your existence, smile a little bit. It's a smile with it's kind of the. It's a smile and like almost like a half bow,
It's an everybody loves me one republic moment.
Yeah, it's an everybody loves me one republic, like a performer kind of shooting a grin over at you all, and then over at the Aarakocra that are sitting there before they kind of isolate themselves over to the side, and take a seat. Next, I'm gonna decide. Yeah, next you see. I'll just go ahead and tell you now so you guys get excited. Dilf number 2. You see an older half-orc man walk in with green skin and salt and pepper hair, wearing heavy armor with gold detailing. The armor is a little beaten up. It looks kind of well loved, and he carries a battle axe on his back. He's got kind of like smile lines on his face as he kind of walks over, and as he passes you to find a place to sit, goes, "Hello," and sits down.
It's been great. It's been great.
And as
a whole new romantic
as he
interest.
When the half orc when the fucking half orc dilf walks in, I'm not your man.
As he speaks, you see like small tusks on his bottom row of teeth. As he kind of sits. Nomos, make a perception check.
What?
Nomos, make a perception check.
Oh no.
You heard me.
Okay.
What?
What the fuck?
Worshiper?
Okay. Fuck cock.
Sorry.
Fuck. Nick?
It was between a 2 and a 20.
I know what you mean.
Fuck. Oh my god. Help me.
You and
Help me!
an online roller, are you okay?
19 plus
19?
1. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
It kept somehow. I want to show you where it kept landing like here or like here
Yeah.
in between them on like the fucking.
You're too
like,
excited to look at the dilf.
And you are so excited to look at the Dilf that you really focus in on that armor. And you realize there's a holy symbol engraved into it. And you see across from you not only a half-orc, very attractive and older in age, but a half-orc paladin of Elnet that you are on the ship with.
What?
Next entering the room, second to last round here, I promise. Next entering the room, you see a pair of two satyrs coming into the room, dressed in bright colors, kind of laughing back and forth with each other. One of them just outwardly elbows the other, and the other one collapses into laughter and then leans over and gives the other one a kiss on the cheek. They are very bouncy and kind of talking back and forth with each other. This is this feedback loop of excitement. And they're so caught up in their own excitement that they're just fully or not looking at anyone and just don't acknowledge anyone else as they come in.
For a second, I thought it was Kiva.
No,
and
it's
Dex.
not.
I
It is
got
not
so
Kiva and Dex. I'm so
excited.
sorry.
Oh,
No.
It's okay. Another time.
But this is not Kiva and Dex. But
Damn.
the two barely notice the rest of the group. And just immediately sit down on their own. And the captain kind of looks down, and you see the captain kind of count. He's like, "Is this everyone?" Oh, there's one more. And there's a few moments of waiting. And then a moment later, another figure comes in. They're wearing, a scarf, which is, it's cold. It's not super cold. They don't need to be heavily layered. And so it's a little bit weird because they seem to be wearing, long sleeve shirts, long sleeve pants, heavy coat, and this scarf that covers a good part of their face. As they kind of enter the room, they are caught up in arranging this. They're caught up in, they're taking a jacket off, and they've still got long sleeve layers underneath it. And they're kind of moving in their scarves out of the way, and they're rummaging through their stuff, and they're kind of cursing to themselves. And as far as you can tell, throughout all of these layers, they appear to be a half drow, based off of kind of the skin tone and the black hair. It's kind of this black gray hair that's all kind of lingered, almost salt and pepper, but not quite. They're more all over the place. As they rummage, you hear them curse, and their scarf just kind of falls to the side. And you watch them. Oh, that's right. Actually, I changed their hair real quick. That's not true. I remember that detail. That they actually have a short, silver blue buzz cut. And they have this short silver blue buzz cut, but they're just trying to kind of hold the scarf up, and they let it go and you see the scarf fall, and you see why they were wearing the scarf. As over up their neck and over a good part of their face and up over their scalp are these burn scars that take up just huge swaths of skin. And they kind of scramble to pull it back up. And you see them stop. This look of recognition flickers over their face. And the recognition quickly turns to disgust as they look across the room, the boat rocking beneath them as your journey's begun, and go, Ivory? And that's where we end tonight's session.
Tell me why I was just about to ask if Psyche can still cast Eyes of the Lover, because I need to know where this bitch is, motherfucker.
Oh,
you said burn scars, and my brain immediately went, oh.
No.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna set you on fire.
Are you?
Literally.
Actually, I mean, you already did this to them.
Again.
Method acting, Mhairi.
You
Yeah.
are evil.
D&D.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
hell.
yeah, no.
I have a stream lined up to raid.
So that's good. So we'll go through our end of stream stuff. So next session, you can find out what's going on with this person that you don't even remember.
Hate.
So that's everybody that you're on this boat with. And the boat's already gone, so this is gonna be
Stuck on a
fun.
boat with them?
You're
Wanna
stuck
fuck
on a boat with
the
them.
lovely elderly couple in 2D.
Can I ask their pronouns? Is it all just they?
Okay. Pronouns on each.
Thank you.
The Aarakocra elders, I believe. What?
The orc Dilf.
Yeah, so the captain, he, him, the half-orc, he, him. I'm not telling you any names yet, because you'll have to, like, meet them, and, the person that you know, your backstory character, Ivory, that is they, she.
Sexy.
The two satyrs are, she, her, and he, they. And the two Aarakocra are they, them, and he, him.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
So that's the list there.
What about the Molly Mock tea leaf shaped one?
Oh, she, her.
I will say, oh fuck, I was gonna say something, never mind, I forgot. Okay, thanks brain.
But yes, so I can send you the actual, like, in-depth description of your backstory character if you'd like, Silvi. I'll send that in the chat later. But
Please,
for now,
God.
but for now, we can do our end of stream stuff. So, we had a lot of people come in and out and chat today, and first of all, I wanted to really thank everybody for being so active in chat today. It was honestly spectacular, made my night, and it also really helps us when you're hanging out with us in chat. So, like, thank you so much for being so active tonight. We really love it. And as usual, even if you weren't active in chat, we're just really happy to have you, so thank you so much for coming. We hope to see you again next week, but we'll get into that in a little bit. You know how this goes. Before we go, if you'd like to find us on anywhere other than Twitch, we are on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, also at Aldrithe D&D. You can check us out on any of those platforms. YouTube is where we post our VODs. Twitter is where I mainly forget to post, but if you come, like, at me, I'll talk. And TikTok, we try to post videos sometimes. Yes, babe?
Sorry, I just remember the thing that I was gonna say.
Yeah?
I was gonna say, I swear to God, if we meet the half-orc and his name is Judas, because that is a title, not a name. I'm just thinking about it. I remember I talked to you about that maybe over a year ago now. Oh, that little face. I know that face that you're making. I love you. I know that face.
I love
that you're
you
making,
too.
you bastard.
Either way, you can find us on any of those platforms if you'd like to come check it out. If you tweet us on Twitter, I will respond, whether that's questions or just saying hi or whatever. I'd be happy to see you. We also have a fan Discord that is linked, I believe, in our about. I always forget. If you'd like to, I post session reminders I send those session reminders to be posted in there, and it seems like a really cool community, so you should go check it out. Other than that, we also have a wiki. I always forget about the wiki. If you'd like to go check in on different...
Your gain is off.
If you'd like to check out...
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. I said I never forget about the wiki, and I'm planning to do wiki updates sometime
Nice.
soon. So
Nice.
If you
wiki good.
have any questions about individual characters, plot, or different locations, specifically things in the Pantheon, you can go find those on our wiki, and you can help get caught up with those in the VODs. So also you can help contribute. I'm all over the place tonight. Either way, before we get into my little wrap-up that I always do, we need to figure out where we are raiding today. Do we have a raid, Silvi, my dear?
We
believe
do.
we do.
I was going to raid another D&D thing, but they actually raided someone else, and we got off of D&D, so
Oh.
I took a little turn, and I have ended up on art stream, ?
Okay.
So I have Sukiya art.
Yeah.
They're a VTuber, and they're not drawing at the moment. Oh, never mind, they are. They
Okay.
have switched to drawing. We're good. They were
VTubers are so
VTubers.
cool. This will be fun. All right.
Yes, very cool.
So, as we get ready to head on our raid, here is your weekly reminder that if no one has told you today or this week that I love you so much and we are so lucky to have you here on this stream and in this world. I hope to see you again next week, but even if you can't make it or don't want to come back, I love you anyway. We are so lucky to have you here, and I hope that you can spread that wonderful, wonderful love that you have to all of the wonderful, wonderful people that we raid, and come back to see them and see us again next week. Hopefully, if you want, no pressure. But I love you dearly. Let's
if
go
you're
spread.
Cool.
Oh, if you're cool, absolutely. I love you dearly. Let's go spread some of that Aldrithe love and check out this cool VTuber art situation. And until then, we will see you next week where we'll continue the story. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.